Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures relatively flat to start the morning. We were lower at one point, but working our way back towards positive territory, looking to bounce back. After yesterday, we did see a nice bounce on Wednesday following back-to-back declines to start the week. A little bit of a move to the upside today for Spotify. We'll have a look at Spotify stock after Credit Suisse upgraded and put a $315 price target on Credit Suisse. A nice look for them, for Spotify rather. We also got the latest reading on weekly jobless claims in the U.S. out this morning. Basically flat. It came out 884,000 versus an expectation of 846,000 expected. Also, Tesla and Apple back on the move this morning. Not enormous moves, but actively traded once again. Worth having a look at. Both GameStop reported earnings that were worse than expected, and we'll also have a look at a few other banks moving around in the pre-market this morning. Lots to get to coming up. It's Thursday, September 10th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. There's a look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see just both Chinese markets, Hong Kong and Shanghai, to the downside. Everything else in positive territory. We'll shift over to Europe and see how things are shaping up so far. A bit of a mix showing so far for European markets. Let's go over to North America and see how things are looking heading towards the open. Yeah, you can see the NASDAQ back in positive territory. Both the S&P and Dow following suit, but only just. They were negative when I sat down this morning. TSX futures here in Toronto basically flat. Brazil's open trading flat. We have Bitcoin back to the upside today, about 1% so far. Crude oil down again 1.5%, and gold back in positive territory so far this morning as well. Going to be an interesting day this morning, guys. We have a number of things to get to. There was a European interest rate, ECB, just out with an interest rate decision. They held on interest rates as expected. The press conference, though, is still underway. So if you're trading over in Europe, just a heads up, they are still talking about that.
Yeah, and just a heads up, if you're trading over on Nikola, of course, this one's going to be in play today. You mentioned some of the other bigger EV names. But look, Hindenburg come out with a short position and a research report. So they're under pressure, 7%. I mean, that was... We were shorting the bottom yesterday at 48 when the stock was up at 53, 54 in the pre-market. So from those prices, you're talking about almost a 25% retracement in just about just over a session here. So lots of things to get to. There's a host of earnings here. You talked about Spotify. We're going to be looking at GameStop under pressure again. Might be an interesting opportunity to sell them. So lots to get to. But Sean, I'm like that one Toronto Raptors fan who was busy putting my daughter to bed, taped the game, and then double overtime. The greatest game of all time. And I basically was fast forwarding and catching highlights.
Wow. Yeah, no, I was over on Twitter last night talking all about that game. Hopefully some of you guys watched it. What a fantastic game for those Toronto Raptors. But the thing about it is gaining more and more respect, obviously, for the Boston Celtics as well, as the Raptors take it in double overtime yesterday. I think 125, 122, and what a great game, what a great series. Can't believe one of these teams has to lose, but hopefully it's Boston, but we'll see. Friday night, Neil, you won't be watching this one either, 9 p.m., so get your popcorn ready for that one, and we'll be back on, obviously the Raptors will be back next year, but missing Kawhi Leonard's a big one. But I just want to show you Apple here today as well, guys. Up that 2.5%. We talked about Spotify. I just want to show you that NASDAQ is up again, another 1%, and Apple taking the top right now, 120.40. So all things well in tech land again, Brendan?
Back to normal, I guess, as you were for NASDAQ and tech stocks. Apple on the watch list, guys. We have Spotify on the watch list today. Make sure you sign up for the watch list if you haven't already. Valeria has the link for you. It's free. All you have to do is throw your email in there, and we'll send it to you every single morning before we come on at 9 o'clock. Speaking of Valeria, let's get over to the desk and say good morning to her.
Good morning, Brendan, and hello, traders. I wish you a great trading day. Please be supportive, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it with friends. Let's get it started.
All right, let's indeed get it started, guys. Here's what's coming up a little bit later on in the show. Brand new educational video for you. Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of a relaxed discussion in this one, more of a roundtable feel for you. Can poker players be good traders? A lot of similarities between poker and trading. So we have a little bit of a discussion when it comes to the similarities between poker players and traders. So Valeria's going to have the link for you on that coming up a little bit later, 11:45, 11:50 or so. Let's jump into what is moving around in the pre-market. We'll start things off with Spotify. Yeah, Credit Suisse out this morning, upgrading Spotify to outperform from neutral and putting a $315 price target on Spotify. Sean, I know you've been a subscriber to Spotify for quite some time. Happy to report I have also joined the bandwagon.
Ooh, happy to report. I like it. Welcome aboard. The water is warm. Yeah, no, I've been a big Spotify subscriber. I mean, if you're...
You can say Spotifyer.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if you are in Spotify, are you a Spotifyer or what? But yeah, no, Spotify is great. I've been a shareholder since the IPO as well, so it's been pretty good. Shout out to Greg over there. We've talked about that a few times. Look, I like this 151 level, or 251 level as support. It's been bouncing off here. Wednesday, what day is today? Thursday, so Tuesday, then Wednesday, yesterday. Now we break through the top and we go up here to 250, 260 maybe. If we can join this, maybe do a little bit of a 10-minute chart here just to give you a little bit of a longer look. I've drawn lines on my other chart over here, but here's 260. We got some bunched up activity there. Would like to see what happens when it gets to 260. I don't know if it's a breakthrough spot. Like, I don't know if we hammer this or not, but we'll wait to see what it does at 260, maybe 262, a better long. But I would really love to see this thing come back into 250, 251. I'm going to put an order there just in case, maybe 252. Maybe we get a spike down early. But yeah, love the upgrade, love the product. And I think the more stay at home, even, I mean, Neil, you can talk to this as well. When you're traveling, you listen to podcasts, and they've just stepped into the podcast game big time with Rogan and some lady named Michelle Obama and a few other names popping up there for Spotify. So I like it as a long-term play, but I even like it today on an upgrade, 252-ish.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, you can look at that upgrade to 315. It's worth noting on the daily, guys. I mean, you're talking about double tops just shy of that 300. I think the breakout could actually be, like you said, past that 260 mark, maybe even like 265 before you get the real, maybe a bigger ramp. I do like the dip buy. That's usually the way I'll play here. And you have such an obvious sort of bottom consolidation that happened below 250 and now trying to break above that. So you got to be supporting that all day long. I'll be taking a shot on a dip. If the dip only goes to like 52 and turns, that might have to be good enough. I'm just going to look for that one off of the open. In terms of a buy break, I would tend to probably wait it out to see what happens at like 62, 63. I'm staying away from it in the middle. 23,000 shares pre-market means no trade before 9:30.
All right, guys, a little bit of a headline here just coming through. Anyone looking at this VRTU, another big mover here in the pre-market, 24.5% to the upside. Lots of volume here on VRTU. 700,000 and change. This is a buyout. Looks like Baring, B-A-R-I-N-G, Private Equity Asia, taking out this Virtusa for $51.35, all cash deal. $2 billion there. So anyone looking at VRTU, that's the story with that one. Let's go to Tesla here, guys. We have Tesla back on the list this morning. Sign up for the watch list, guys, if you haven't already. We do this every single morning. It's absolutely free. Valeria will send the link. You just have to put your email in. Tesla, yeah, big move to the downside. We had a little bit of a recovery yesterday, back to the upside, 11% or so. Looking to extend those gains back to the upside today, guys.
Yeah, it's sort of similar to Spot. I'm looking at a range here, and sort of you look at 2 sessions ago, you had the top 381, fell off that price. A kind of a weaker support the session before. If you go back to the 4th, same price area. So I'm looking at this 370 to 380 area. That if we can hold that one, there could be a bounce somewhere in there. You know, I'm not going to pick out the price particularly, but if we hold that 370, I like the long in front of it. 405 as opposed to 400 to 405. Let's call it a range. That would be like sort of the range top if you get along of that nature. So I do prefer that as opposed to any kind of a breakout trade at like a 390. I'd much rather be a buyer a little tighter to that 370 mark if I could. Still maintain that 400 to 405 target today at least. If it gets past there, I mean, you guys can see on the chart, it's not 420, people. It's 425 would be the next level up. Ignore some of these wicks. Those are dark pool prints. 425 was that high if you go back to 4th and the 3rd of this month.
Yes, no, 100% Tesla. I mean, that's exactly what I wrote down. I wrote down here, wherever you are, Tesla 370. So I think we don't need to really go over that. We do like that level. I mean, look how clear as day it is on a 3-minute chart. And I know this is probably the same one that Neil had there. So you can basically just put a line right here at 370 and then watch out for this to come through, breaking there. And then, yeah, we went over some upside targets. The top of the day right now, basically 390. So we're trading in this little range right now, and we'll just see what happens when it pops and drops. Look, 5%. It's almost gotten back everything. It was its worst day ever, 21%. You had 11 back to that yesterday. That gives us 10, and you had 5 more back. So we're very, very close now to once again to not the top of Tesla, but that magic $400 mark here, where we started the tank from basically 425 all the way down to 300 here. So yeah, all the way back up comes Tesla.
Yeah, since the split, obviously very much in play. Lots of pre-market volume again this morning, so worth a look on Tesla. We're going to talk about Nikola coming up here, guys. Lots of people just joining us still, so we'll slow down a little bit here. Worth mentioning, guys, we are 350-ish away subscribers from 80,000 on YouTube. So if you haven't already, please, guys, hit the subscribe button. Let's get to 80,000 subs today. Huge landmark for us. We very much appreciate the support, and thank you for joining us once again today. So if you haven't already, guys, hit the like button and subscribe. As we continue along here, let's go to Nikola. Yeah, Hindenburg research out this morning revealing a short position in Nikola. We're basically, I was just looking at the daily chart here, guys, on Nikola. We're basically right back to the pre-GM announcement levels once again. On Nikola here. We had GM obviously out a couple days ago saying they've taken a stake in the company, $2 billion equity stake. So we're right back to this 35 area once again.
Yeah, it was a 36 break on that day. Even if you go the session before, 36 to 37.5 was sort of the choppish range in the afternoon on the 3rd, and then the pre-market on the 4th before you got that news. Look, I'm not going to say that there's going to be support down there. Obviously, you get a report like this. We've seen this happen before. There usually is a bit of a rebound play as the market is going to digest this news. We were shorting it at 48, and there was a 45 break. Both those two great prices yesterday. So on any kind of a bounce, I would sort of expect maybe that'll turn into some resistance, first at 42 and then at 45. Those are two levels that I liked when it came down. So I'll be looking at both of them if we do get a bounce in Nikola. Otherwise, I am eyeballing that pre-announcement price at 36 area where it starts. So 36 to 37.50, and we're not too far away from it right now. But I'd like to see a catch a direction. If it pops up into 42, I want to be fading and shorting into that number.
Yeah, there's not really too many levels here. I mean, we just go from Tesla to Nikola. Workhorse, probably maybe the best mover right now out of all of those. I mean, Tesla's a great mover too, but here we go. Nikola right now, 38. I mean, that's the bottom, and I know Brendan was talking about that level, Neil. 38 and change, and then, yeah, down here, 36, where you get some. This is a 10-minute chart, so we just pulled it back a little bit. You get some resistance here between 36 and 35.50 maybe, so a little bit of range there. If we pop back into that, that's good to go. I kind of like this 42 level, thinking that we maybe start, ramping back up there. You can see 42 stopped and was a top a couple days ago, last week actually, and so I like 42 and 38. So let's trade it in between then, and then take out one of the sticks if one of those level breaks.
A little bit of a pop here, guys, on Overstock. OSTK up 12.5%, back to 78 here, which is through that gap level. On Overstock, subsidiary of Overstock, T0 has been approved to launch a retail broker-dealer. So T0 getting into the online trading game or online investing game, it looks like. Obviously owned by Overstock. So if you're watching Overstock, guys, up 12.5% here. Decent volume coming into OSTK. It's worth mentioning as well. So we'll have a look at that one. Let's move on to Apple, guys. Also trading higher. I mean, there's no real significant news catalyst for Apple today. The game or the argument or fight with Epic Games continuing over the 30% App Store commission. They also announced earlier in the week that their 5G iPhones had a little bit of a delay as well. But negativity seems to have surpassed somewhat for Apple, guys.
I mean, it's down. I mean, it's high as 140. So, oh my, we have a bad wick here. So I got to go to a 1 minute chart before I edit that out. Okay, so it's still bad. Okay, what I was going to show you was we're still back down. I mean, if we can go to the daily chart, well, hopefully that looks a little bit better for you. You could no, it does not because we still have the reverse split there. Sorry, the split 140. What I was going to get at was 137, 138, sort of the high in this move. You were traced back down $20. That's about 15% down for Apple from its basically its all-time high of 137. Let's catch that. Yeah, I mean, back down now about 10% from there. So we'll just find out what it wants to do now. Apple's still low. If you think the NASDAQ is rebounding, then you got to buy Apple at 120. I mean, it was 137 last week. That's its all-time high. And now you fade back down into 120. So I think this is a buy, and I don't really have too many levels. Oh, man, the chart, every time I do that, it screws up. But I was just going to have a quick look here. You can see 119.50. We'll draw a line there, and then the bottom of 118. Where is this? 118.75. So you do have a little bit of area here. If you break through 119, I think you could stop here at 118.70. So that's about 50 or 60 cent trade there on the short side. And then breaking through 120, who knows how high it can go. But you got to watch the NQs if you're going to be trading NASDAQ or Apple today.
Yeah, I mean, as you said it right there, Sean, the NQ is like right at that 11,500 mark as we speak. So going to be lockstep. So file that one away with the 120. I guess on a pullback, I was sort of looking at this 116.80 to 117 area. Maybe there's a bit of support there, just where we hovered around in the afternoon yesterday. So found a bit of a base going into the close. Let's look at that for any kind of a dip by an Apple.
All right, guys. Neil, you're just messaging about this Satsuma, STSA, little pharmaceutical stock. It's actually negative. They had a migraine treatment they were working on. A phase 3 trial. Looks like the end goals were not met. So, yeah, big move down here for STSA, 80% move to the downside after that trial looks to have failed. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Let's go to AstraZeneca. Sean and I were sitting here after market yesterday scratching our heads going, what on earth is going on with AstraZeneca? The company came out and said basically the statement that was put out in the public yesterday saying the trial was paused because of a severe adverse reaction was vastly overstated, and the diagnosis on that patient was still underway, and there was no firm conclusion yet. They also said that this trial had already been paused once back in July, and nothing was even said about that. So they're still on track. At the end of the day, they're still on track to have some data about this trial by the end of the year, guys. But this is a bit of a head scratcher.
Yeah, I still maintain, just looking at the price level action on AstraZeneca, it's a good look, because if you go to the daily chart, you can sort of see outside of the nice bump they picked up in July, you do have some obvious support around 52 that is bounced off of. But we are coming off of this 55 sort of pivot to the downside, and that's what we worked off yesterday when that positive headline came in, terminated the move right around that 54.90 to 55 mark, and that's where we got out. I'm going to look at the same thing again today. Like, if we get past 55, a potential breakout for AstraZeneca, I don't think that's likely, looking at the daily and the lack of sort of explosive moves that we've seen in the last few weeks. So I think if it bounced off 55, you can fade that, maybe range play a little bit. So shorting in front of that top end area. If there's a breakout, great. Otherwise, direct market access allows us to get in there and maybe to make some 5, 10, 15 cent scalp trades, add liquidity. That could be in play for AstraZeneca as long as the volume's there. I'm not really seeing a heck of a lot today, so it's not a guarantee that it's going to be worth our while at 55.
I don't mind. I mean, I don't know. We don't know what the volume's going to be, because yesterday we had that huge spike, right? And I think right now 315,000 shares isn't horrible, but this is that level that Neil was talking about yesterday. Here's the spike up on the news that the trial wasn't as bad as first thought. That one patient. Yeah. Anyways, we can go over it. It's in our watch list. You guys can look that up. 54.60 right here. We'll draw another line right here. 54.60 is kind of the top of this move yesterday. It rockets up, stops, consolidates down here. Neil was trading it down there, and then it breaks through at this point and goes to 80. So I'm going to say that that's probably the top, 54.80 or so. So we'll see if we can get it through 54.60. Spike. It tested it a couple times. I'm going to buy it through 54.60. So AstraZeneca, I'm a long-term shareholder on this one, even though I just got in a couple months ago. I want to hold this for a while. Dividend plus vaccine. Now they're saying that maybe the new year. Look, I believe in this study. It's very similar to the Pfizer one as well, and they're with Oxford doing tons of stuff. tough here in the U.S. So not that we're in the U.S., but they're in the U.S. So we'll wait to see what happens now. 54.60 for AstraZeneca, Brandon.
All right, guys, let's go to Peloton real quick. We got a few to get through here. Peloton, Wedbush out this morning upgrading or increasing their current quarter sales forecast for Peloton following the announcement earlier in the week of the new bike, the new treadmill, and some adjustments on their pricing. So positive look here, 3% once again for Peloton.
Yeah, just eyeballing 95. You can sort of see here pre-market top 94.89. Nice little break through this multi-day 92 sort of resistance level. It's going to be a gap up there. Hope you didn't break anything there, Greg. Some noise in the background. But 92 was sort of a couple of days in a row, a bit of a top. So let's look to see if it can hold it. If we're going to trade down below 92, it might be a short break on some kind of retracement. My first look is just going to be simply to go long through 95, guys.
Yep, the only level I wrote down on that one was 92. Oops, it's not on in New York. It's on NASDAQ. The only one I wrote down was that 92.90 fade back into this area down here, 91, 92. This has been the nice little bottom. If we can get any sort of love back down here for Peloton, that would be fantastic. Obviously, we're at all-time highs right now, so not much to analyze up top other than this is a 1-minute chart, so you get a lot of bunched up action down here, 93.50. So that may also be another spot to pick up. You're much more likely, obviously, to get a 93.50 long. The only problem is if that breaks, you could gap fill all the way back down. So I'm going to look for some gaps down here, put an order around 92 and change. See if we can, just like Spotify, pick something up on the weeds here and then work it back into this. But I love Peloton. The story makes a lot of sense. New products, people, the stay-at-home economy is not going anywhere. NASDAQ up 1%.
All right, guys, let's go to GameStop. Another earnings name out aftermarket yesterday with earnings for GME, obviously hurt with the pandemic and stores remaining closed for most of the quarter. Comparable store sales down 12.7%, despite an 800% increase in online e-commerce sales. Earnings were bad right across the board, both the per share and revenue missed. So one to the downside here today in a big way, 8% for GME, guys.
Yeah, you sort of take the long-term and then the short-term bad look here for GameStop. It was a break through the 650 previously, now coming back in rather heavily the last few sessions to keep things in context. We're up at 850, just at the beginning of this month. So I'm looking at a break back below that 650 mark is one way to be able to short this one. I am looking to go short today. I did see it tick 10%, so we're going to have to watch out off the open. If it falls down to 650, likely to be short sell restricted. The current high, I'm not too interested in at 680. I think when you go to like a 15-minute here, you can sort of see this little level. If we get anywhere into the 7 to 725, 730 range, I'd like to see a rollover. I can short it that way as well. So maybe 650 break or that 7 to 730. If it gets up in there and can't get past that 740, I'll be all over shorting this one, GameStop today.
Yeah, I like GameStop. I was putting an order in right now to get short. Did that go out? Yes, it did. Okay. Yeah, I was looking at this level right here. It's just a simple bottom break. I mean, it's not the ultimate bottom of 630. Neil likes 650. I'm going to be a little more conservative and try to play 645 or so. So, I mean, we're differing on a couple pennies here. Either way, it has to be a short. Big run up in GameStop, and obviously not big, but I mean we're only $4 to $8. I guess that's pretty big. A double in a month on GameStop. You don't do that, and then you come out and disappoint your shareholder base today. So look out for this top right here, 608, 609. That's where I'm trying to get it. If we go short 640s, we'll look to get out around 6, and then the bunched up action is around 575. So hey, look, if we can have that trade on, then we'll have a big day. But GameStop right here looking to break through 645 on the short side.
Let's talk Penn National Gaming, guys. We have the kickoff of the NFL season coming up. Rosenblatt Securities out with an upgrade on Penn this morning. We also have the Barstool Sports app going to be launched in Pennsylvania ahead of the start of the football season as well, worth mentioning. $80 price target from Rosenblatt on Penn.
Yep. Okay, so I don't know if you have any levels written down on this one. Penn right now, I was more looking at Donkey Kong, which is DraftKings. We'll talk about that in a second. But Penn, yeah, Barstool Sports, Davey Day Trader, what's up? Good little run he went on yesterday, but not the day before or the last couple of days. Penn, Barstool Sports, look, they have a huge following. They pretty much dominate. I mean, there's a few things. There's Bleacher Report and there's ESPN and things like that. But Barstool has a huge following, and gambling is back. The biggest gambling events of the year are starting tonight with the NFL. So we're going to wait to see how this pops up. The new app should be exciting. A lot of traders in this name. You're already up 6%, but look at if you want to talk about a COVID winner, this may be it, man. I mean, obviously we saw Overstock go from 3 to 100, but what about 4 to 65 right here on Penn? So Penn just falls so bad and all the way back up, but a great little story they have opening up their casinos. Barstool Sports taking a stake as well. So $55. Look at this. You got a little bunched up area there. I'm not going to be going long. That's why I like DraftKings. And just give me a second on DraftKings and then I'll throw it over to Neil. DKNG. The levels I liked on this one was a 42 break even and then a 40-80. We'll go to the daily chart, or sorry, a minute chart on this one. 42 break is all the way up here, so we can play that. And then I also like what we're talking about right here. $40.75. Topped out yesterday, topped out there. If you do get that long, it's like a 75 cents worth of risk, but I think you have more than $1 of upside. So, if that makes any sense, we're going to trade Donkey Kong, DraftKings, instead of Penn today, guys.
Yeah, I kind of lean towards that. I would just simply note that on Penn, a few sessions in a row, you've seen these dips off the open, breaking pre-market lows before running to the upside. So I would at least look at this. It's a little bit deeper of a move here to 59, a couple of dollars. But let's see if it can hold 59. If it does break it, maybe a good trade on the way back up if you want to be bullish as opposed to a breakout, Brennan.
All right, guys, nice 0.5% move here for the futures back into positive territory, back above that 3,400. Let's bring Arun in here and we'll have a look at what we need to be aware of as far as levels are concerned for the overall market coming up this morning. Going to be an interesting day. We have 3,420 area, that kind of resistance spot. Yeah, guys, go ahead, bring in. There he is. Hey, Arun, good morning. 3,420, 3,425 an area here we need to be aware of, Arun?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking at 34.25 as the area that I want to trade with. So 34.25, if it breaks, I'm looking at 3,400 as the stop on this. Of course, I'm not going to commit just to the break. If we can get a nice setup in front of it as well, I'm open to taking the short below 3,400 using 34.25 as a stop. For now, that's the only level I'm looking at. Of course, as we break through and if we break through and we expand, then more levels will develop. For now, that's the only one I want to start with. Given everything below the low that we put in pre-market around 33.75, I don't like anything below there as a clean level, so I'm just going to work with a 34.25. Keep in mind today is also rollover day at the end of the day, so final full trading day for the September contract before we roll over to December tomorrow. So that's something to keep an eye on. How it affects volumes towards the end of the day is going to be something definitely to watch. But 34.25 on the top end, 3,400 on the bottom. If we can break out either end, I'll take a short or a long, given how we go. And then we just wait for the market to develop levels as we pass through.
Good stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. Yeah, very good point, guys. If you follow along with the futures contracts, make sure you adjust to the forward month coming up at the end of the day. RMTI, not a lot going on in small cap world so far today. RMTI had a big pop aftermarket yesterday on some news. They signed a distribution deal for one of their drugs in South Korea. So moving back to the downside here already from 140. So just watching this kind of 145 to 155 area of congestion, both from aftermarket yesterday and the pre-market this morning. So RMTI, not a huge mover, only 11% for a small cap. That's not a big move, but we were trading all the way down at 120 yesterday for this one, guys.
Yeah, one of the other ones was a YTEN, which a bit of a bigger mover here. So I am watching this one as well. I'm looking now at like an 850 to 860 area. It's already starting to fall off here. That was the first level of watch. If at the open we get a bit of a pop, and it's done good volume at 9 million shares. If we get a bit of a pop into this like 775 and can't break through, that's another entry point potentially. But GameStop is definitely going to be one that we're going to look at. 650, but I also like it if it pops to the upside and gives us an entry point. Do also want to get over to, or sort of back to, I should say, Nikola. Of course, we talked about Hindenburg, the research report, sort of holding this bottom for now, that 38 level. I talked about if it gets anywhere back to that 42, I want to be shorting and fading into it, and there was some support down at 35. So a lot of things to look at when it comes to that name. I know you guys were watching Tesla as well. Over in the other EV space, I don't know that we covered NIO, guys. It's moving to the upside as well. Tends to move lock in step with Tesla a little bit here. But when I check this one out, I do have a bit of a level on the daily. If we can get back to like a 17 area, it's going to be a support one for me. But today's trade could potentially be this break here. It's going to be like an 1870. Looking at the top, it's actually 68, but rounded up to 1870. Just looking at the past few sessions, it's only probably about 30 or 40 pennies to the next level. If I can zoom out for you guys there, it's like that 1940 to 1950 area. So let's look for that break on NIO here at 1870. I'll give it one shot. I like this sort of round out. Of course, it had the crazy flush through 17, but making a nice rebound since then.
Yep. Okay, and here we go, guys. We have Spotify on the watch, the DraftKings, the Tesla, Nikola, Piton as well. Looking at all these stocks. I don't know which one I like the best, so we'll just take a look here at Tesla. Trying to get some longs again. This is going to be a dream scenario, but if we can get some in the 370s here, that would be pretty nice. Taking out the top of 390 could happen very, very soon as well. So that is Tesla. And then I do like Nikola as well in the low 38s as well. So 10 seconds, Neil. Let's do this.
Wow, yeah, getting that countdown, if it goes a little slow on the board there, guys. But we are dropping that bell. It is Thursday, of course, so we get some action at Nikola. 2 and 1. Market is opening. Watch out, GameStop immediately looking like it wants to test. What in the blue blazers?
Good job, Valeria. Good job, Valeria.
Okay, so good job, Valeria. GameStop might test that 650 right away here, starting to come to the downside, but not on gigantic volume. Still only done about 400,000 shares.
Not open
You're not
yet.
seeing crazy action. It's a New York stock, so it isn't open, but there isn't a heck of a lot of trade. So got to be caution. I will still take this one through 650, but I have to watch out if I get that price before it actually opens up on the NYSE.
Yep, and here comes Apple. Yeah, good look there. Yeah, you got to watch out there, guys. You don't want to trade anything that possibly is not open yet. Okay, we're going to take some Apple long here as well if we can get it through 119. We'll chop it off. We're going to get some Apple long right now. We just did get into something, and what is that we just got into there? We got into some DraftKings. So DraftKings long right now and Apple long. Let's see if we can't make some money here on some of these positions, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to try getting into some of that RMT. I know Brendan talked about this one. I just want to quickly show you what I was looking at, sort of like that 145, 150 area, a bit of a bounce point there in the aftermarket. So I slide in front of it.
Down.
So we got that short. Nikola through 38. So I guess we're not going to get that short into a pop, obviously. And GameStop, still not open. In New York, sometimes you will see a staggered open. It could take a few seconds to open up here. I did grab 43s here in RMTI. Once it's like 5 or 6 cents in the money, that's when we start working at one of these small caps.
Well, we tried that Nikola long there and then got busted, so we're going to try it again. 37.71 here. If that breaks, then we're going to get, I guess, 37.50. We're basically out of it, but there goes DraftKings. Nice little win here for DraftKings. Straight to the upside, 40.60 long. We picked that up off the bottom. Now let's get out here, 41 and change if we can. Good trade on DraftKings.
Yeah, just watch out. The reason why I round up on Peloton here, 94.89 was the top, but you use 95. It turns right around on a dime exactly at the even dollar price, so it tests the high one time and fails. This is why I only want the break if it breaks above that 95 all-time high. A rollover is shorter, and I would consider shorter. There we go, Peloton right through. I mean, immediately through that 95, so we'll see if we got 15s there. A little bit of slippage. I'm going to go ahead and take off a quick little third there for the scalp. We'll get 95.48 out, so almost that 50 mark. If we can continue this move, I want to hang on to 2/3 of this into the next dollar, see if we can't make a run to the upside. It was a 95 break. That's what we like here. Here comes 96. 96 about to go any second now, and we're out. So quick 85-cent win on the second third. Now we're thinking about, okay, the scalp is done. Got to see where we can hang on to this one. These are all-time highs. The next psychological levels, 97.5, 100 even. Maybe a pullback that gets us into the 94.70 to 95 range. So nice one on Peloton.
Yep.
Job is not done yet, guys.
Not even close. Yeah, we're rocking and rolling here. 50-cent win on DraftKings, big time move. 40.60 all the way upside. We give you guys some of these targets. 42 next target on that number. Okay, and then Apple, we're long at 119.50 here. Just took some out at 80, 80.75 as well. But you got to watch out. We're going to get out if it does break down below. But right now, nice little win on Apple. And we're still holding some Nikola. I do like a long of Nikola through 38 one more time. We will give that one more chance to go and then drop it off. If it doesn't go again, this 37.75 looks like it's having a problem. But there goes DraftKings. Yes, sir.
Yeah, bye-bye, Pat.
We talk about that one and bang, that one exploded the money on DraftKings. Big dollar win right now, plus more. Let's see how high this one wants to go. Unfortunately, only have that one fill. Boom, $42 on DraftKings. Big time win right now. What's up, Beep?
The other one, yeah, Penn, guys, on the watch list here as well, 8.5%. All-time highs here for Penn, just above that 63.5 there. It's right back down, though. A little bit of sell pressure up there, but nice move for Penn as well.
Yep.
Yeah, and move to the upside on Tesla. You guys are watching it, trying to cruise towards 400. I did like the dip between 380 and 370. I wanted to pick it up. It literally turns around at that 380 mark. I am looking at resistance up at that 405. That's what we talked about. That's, of course, on our watch list as well. GameStop still not open, so I'm waiting for that one to open up here. It looks like we're trading still above that 650 mark, but RH through 400, a breakout again. Strong name here. If it's going to be any kind of a pullback, it's going to be that 400 level as a big time break. I'm also waiting on this one to open up. So it's a bit of a staggered open. And this is definitely a stock. I would not trade RH until it's opened up on the NYSE for sure.
Okay, so we did take DraftKings long there through 42 as well. So that one not wanting to go, but that's okay. We have Nikola back again, long 38.08, just cashing some out again. We wanted to see it break through 38 one more time, and then we cashed out a little bit on this stock. So we'll wait. We'll give it back to 37.50. Here it comes. I told you we'd give this one more shot. We did try Nikola one more time at 38. It doesn't look like it wants to go, so that's why we cashed them out there. 25, 26, 27 on a little bit of a sniper play right there. But we're still holding the bag, so this thing could crash back down against us. Let's watch out for Nikola here.
Yeah, pullback on Peloton, guys. It just came back into that 95. I talked about this. You had that previous level, 94.89. I wanted to pick some up in front of 60, so I do get a reload here at 83. Let's see if it can make a secondary push. Brendan, what do you have for us, buddy?
Workhorse, guys, huge monster print on Workhorse there when it did open, so a nice look to the downside, but we're right back up to 24 here on Workhorse, but worth noting volume alert there on WKHS.
All right. 34, 31, 41, 24, 41, 15 or so.
Whoa, is that true, Valeria? Sorry, I got to jump here. We one subscriber away from it. Thank you, guys. I mean, we're 5 minutes into the show and we're 80,000 almost already. So there we go. Let's celebrate that one. I don't know. The only button I have in hand is the hot dog one. So apologies for not having a bigger celebration for you guys. Maybe we'll have a few of those. I will be having a hot dog because it is the NFL day today. And Sean,
yes, sir.
Sports betting. You saw the move over there in DraftKings. You saw the move over there in Penn. I think, look, it was on our watch list. Both those names. We talked about the potential breakouts. Another one on our watch, of course, was Peloton.
Yeah, Nikola
pull back
right now,
on Peloton,
big time
guys.
Swish. We had the Raptors money line yesterday, plus 150. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Back-to-back wins. 38.75. Big trade here on Nikola, guys. We took it out the hammer and hammered it. So good little long now, long at 38.08. Took a hit early, but now we back in the money. We double the shares up, and then now taking revenge on Nikola. Let's go, baby. How high can you go? Why not? I mean, what levels did I write down here for Nikola? Upside, we don't even have any. Let's see what happens at 39, but we're just catching out. Everything on Nikola. Our Apple does break down below 119, so we fall in a hole on that one, but I don't really care about that. Nikola right now, big time winner for me. Let's go. DraftKings falling too. What's up, Beep?
Overstock, guys. We talked about Overstock. A little bit of news coming out there with T0. $78. Nice little break there. Right off the bat, we're up to 81, so 16% now for Overstock, guys.
Yeah, we gave you both the breakout trade on Peloton from our watch list, and as it happened, we get top in front of that 96. We also talked about the dip buy, gave the target range, picked them up at 94.83. We'll take a quick 80 pennies on some of that while still holding. So I still got these 83s in. We're $1.50 in. I talked about maybe 97.50, some psychological levels to the upside, but big time winner already in Peloton. It's almost $2 fully in the money here, and we've already taken profit. This is two separate longs. We gave them both to you on that one. It's all about that watch list and about that preparation. I'll tell you, GameStop, not approaching that 650. It is open. I will fade that one if I get a chance. Here comes 97 on Peloton, over $2 in the money now. If it turns around here, I might look for another re-entry point, either breakout 97 or pull back 96 even.
Look at this, another beautiful long down here in DraftKings. Picked it up ahead of that 40.75 bottom there. But the real winner for me here, guys, today is just a cowbell and it's a home run. And it's whatever the heck you want. It is Nikola right now. Long a lot of shares at 38.08. I told you we take out the hammer. That's one thing I'm trying to do better is let you guys know when I'm putting real risk on. And there it is, Nikola right now. Bang, bang. Unfortunately, we got a little bit out there, but we hammered it now to the long side, breaking through VWAP. Oh, yeah. And by the way, DraftKings put on on some more shares down here, and now that one's ripping up. So we're huge today. Apple falls on its face, but everything else is big time money. Plus the 80,000. What a great day, guys. What a great day. Thank you so much to all our viewers.
Yeah, going to, we got this one late here, but Brendan gave you guys the news before the open on Overstock. You are seeing it ramp again to the upside, so there was initial push. It just broke through $80 right now, so Overstock going to be in play. Just watching the daily chart, lots of room for Overstock to continue to run back up. But we are going to have a bit of a bullish sentiment above that 50 period on the break. Just watch out. I'm looking at this 84 area as possible resistance. That would be the next level to the upside. You can also have a quick look at where we are right now. Potential breakout if it gets through 82. That's where we just turned around, 81 and a quarter.
Yeah, I'm watching this, Nicola. I mean, we're able to get out a lot up here above VWAP, and that's generally what we do, man. If it breaks through VWAP, we're not going to get too greedy, but the next level upside on Nicola is a breakthrough 39.75, which is right where we stopped. So we'll wait for that, and then if we can get that going, man, it'll be a nice trade. But DraftKings also still moving to the upside here. We have to check out what Penn's doing, but give it to us, Bren.
Another day, another move for Diamond Peak. It's the SPACs back to the move, or back on move to the upside here. Through 22 there, big time volume alert through 22 on DPHC, guys.
All right. We're just taking out the profits right now. No car crash at all, but we're bullish today. DraftKings and Nicola, big time movers to the north side here. We did get out of our Apple. This is the problem with Apple. It's not these wicks. It's just how choppy it is. You go top to bottom here, like it's moving in 1 minute, like $1 sometimes on really nothing on the futures. So you got to watch out for that. That's Apple. I did want to check back, Neil, quickly on Spotify. Obviously, it's a New York stock. If you ever see New York, NY versus NQ obviously on the NASDAQ there. We were hoping for a dip down into 250, but that did not happen. So let's cancel our Spotify trade down there at 250. And now let's look for a topside play there. Great podcast being added all the time. Michelle Obama may be the biggest one, as well as Joe Rogan, and then an upgrade today. So let's watch out for Spotify. Still up that 8%.
Yeah, watching this Y10, bit of a halt here on this name. Volatility halt, just checking in with NASDAQ. Trade halts there. So it did have a big flush through $8. And I was talking about this level here, 780 the first, 850 the level I like better. But it just halted to that upside. If it opens up and retests that 850 area and fails, I'll look to short Y10. It's up 80%. So watch out for that one. It's going to be a mover. GameStop is still hovering, and I do like the short in this name. You have to pick your poison here. And it did wait a long time to open up. This little test here right off the open, I wasn't going to touch it. That's a little dark pool print. I want a 650 break. I'm holding that out for that. Otherwise, it trades into 7. Then I'll flush at that point. But it's going to the downside. I'm taking a 650 break, and pretty much that only. Brennan, what do you got?
Just seeing a big move in some of the cruise lines, guys. Norwegian just popping up here, 5%. Huge move from $18 up to $19. We just tagged right at the top end of the daily range for Norwegian. Not seeing any significant headlines, though, guys.
Oh, Nicola, you're getting punched in the mouth right now. Nicola, straight to the upside, man. 38. We're buying the crap out of this thing all the way to $40.50 now. Straight upside, $2 winner on Nicola. So, yeah, we had that idea, and we had it strong through that 38. So, nice little $2 winner. We'll take a little bit off and then see if we can hold the rest right now. DraftKings is just hovering right now, but I still think we could... This 42. We could take this out, this 42. That was an early trade, I guess. I don't even remember that trade. But we did average it. Boom, boom, boom. Now we got a good price. We're in the money 50 cents now. If we don't have that, I mean, we're in the money huge. But here it comes fading back down a little bit on DraftKings. But we do want to try to hold these things as much as we can here. The day is still early. Nicola breaking back above 40. Looks like having some problems here at 40.50. Doesn't that make a little
Sean,
bit
speaking
of
of having problems in the same space, Workhorse is now negative on the session. It flushed through 23.90, sorry, I should say pre-market low. It just got through that 23 on the way back up. So there was a dollar move down. It's coming back in. Looks like a potential rollover here. I'll try this one on just a momentum play to the downside if we can short this one in front of 23.50 and view up, taking some shares now. But Workhorse, very, very weak right now, about to retest 23. Brennan, what do you got?
Big mover from yesterday. ITCI, if you remember, we had a huge gap to the upside, faded it all day long. We're getting back into some interesting areas here. 32.50 up to 33. Very interesting on ITCI from yesterday, guys.
Man, this is just huge, man. We just got out. We're holding our 10% now on Nicola, but we just got out there breaking through 40. What a great trade this Nicola was. And yeah, I hope you guys are having that with us as well. But DraftKings now, this is a monster for me here today. I keep saying a lot of these trades have been big, and this is just another one as DraftKings just keeps it going. boom to the top there, and we go to the moon on you, DKNG. Now we're making enough money that we can try to bet on tonight's game. Neil, give us a call. It's 10 points, I think, on KC. What do you got?
KC's going to take it. I actually literally had said 10. I think they have the line right, but it looks like one of the receivers on Houston might be in trouble for playing, and without Cooks, they might not hold up there. So I'm going to go with KC. They're going to do it. I actually think in Survivor it's a good play as well to put some equity into the Kansas City Chiefs there. DraftKings, I just want to come back to this name for a quick second because you're seeing this 42 top, and I just want to quickly, sort of jump over to the daily. There was some chop here when it failed, of course, at 45, that breakout. There was some chop at this 42, so it's not a bad breakout price for a bit of a sustain. If you can sustain that, you do have $2 worth of upside still, so you can be late to a move and then still get involved. I just got involved in GameStop. I talked about waiting for a 650 break, so waited patiently for it. It's now testing that bottom. I just got into it. So if you're looking for a pullback off that 42 on DraftKings, it's probably waiting like 50 cents down to like 41.50.
Yeah, my GameStop there, I got to cancel this Peloton order. I'm just looking to make sure I don't have too many orders out here as we go. But my GameStop order, like we talked about, at 6:45 break, we'll be playing on that one.
It's SSR too.
Yeah, it's SSRs. You got to watch out for that one. DraftKings now at the day's high. So as I said, this stock getting punched out right now. Bang, 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 all the way to the upside. We'll post this one up soon for you. But it's been a monster day here. Too bad Apple fell down for us. Oh, man, sorry about that. There's that chart problem again. Down here, 118.40. Again, the reason why you see these, we have direct market access, and it does print these deep prints. There's a feature in our pipeline to get this all fixed up for us. So we will wait for that one. And Nicolo's absolutely destroyed, man. We saw it go through VWAP here, got it all out, all the way up here, got the last, well, we were holding 20%, so 10% again out here at 39.90, and now we're holding small back down to 38, so this may be a spot to get more in. DraftKings still going though, man, day's high. Let's go, Bren.
LCA, guys, we talked about this one late in the morning yesterday, another SPAC moving to the upside again today, just tagged 19 up there, which was that high from yesterday, so a bit of a rejection there. We're right at day highs though. Another SPAC moving, guys.
Yeah, this one was actually on the list for me to add. But I want to go to a stock from yesterday that you mentioned there, Brendan. That ITCI, of course, this was probably my number one stock. Even our guest was trading this one, our guest trader of the day, Sebastian. It was a 34 level that I was in love with. That was a great short. It was a long into that price as well that we were able to take advantage of. I'm going to monitor, of course, the GameStop works in the money for me. It needs to break at like 640, get like 10, 15 cents in the money before we start getting serious about taking anything off. But I just want to have a quick look at this 34. If we can break up to that same price and fail, I will short ITCI again, and I wouldn't necessarily long until we get 35s, but I will get you guys back to GameStop. We are sliding to the downside. This is a short that I liked, waiting for 650. Actually had to catch it on the way back up because it's short sell restricted. I just took some out at 40s. I will take some more out in front of the pre-market bottom, which is it's going to show 620, but that's on such low volume that I wouldn't give too much credence to that level. Go to the higher time frame, guys. When you go back to the daily chart, you had a lot of chop, and the top end of that chop was about 6 to 620. So that's where I get that 620 mark from, because that was previous resistance, guys.
I wasn't even paying attention, and I had a big winner there and did not take it. So it went all the way down to 38. I was too busy looking at other things. Didn't even realize that, but we're both into this one now. We are short at 45. So there it is, a nice little win. We're taking this out into the money now as well. DraftKings as well, that's a $1.25 win. So today we're smoking. We're on fire here. It's just going good, and nothing to complain about for this guy today. Boom! There it is. A beautiful move on GameStop, Neil. Wow. And your boy is cashing in on this one. That's a timber action right now all day for GameStop. Didn't get enough out there, but we'll get some out. Let's keep tanking here. GME,
we talked about this, how to get in and out of, yesterday, how to get out of position, and sometimes you can go layering orders. I do have orders that I'm resting in front of that 620, so as it comes down, I'm just going to get taken out. You'll see 35, 36 just there. The next one I'm going to put in probably between 20 and 27. A couple of orders down there if we continue this flush. I'll be shorting some pops as well if we get any kind of a pullback in GameStop. Brendan, what do you got, bud?
Nice look for Canadian Solar here. CSIQ down 5.5%. However, we just took back 29 there. They announced aftermarket yesterday. They were raising some debt, getting some new loans in line, and a new loan facility hooked up as well. So back above 29 for CSIQ, which is a big time level on the daily chart, guys. And
well,
guys,
there's a price I didn't think I'd get again. Peloton just came all the 95 break. Then we got back in at 94.80, and I was able to just pick some up again at 95.27. So it comes all the way back in. That was our reload price. I'll test it one more time. But if we don't hold this 95 this time, I mean, that was a strong move that faded back in rather quickly. I gave you the targets right away. Sometimes trades are going to be a little bit quicker, and it's not worth holding on the rest of the day. Look, if you had this one and you didn't take profit, it's back to the same price as before. I'll be looking to take like a buck out of this trade, but I can't let it go too far past 95. That's a strong retracement in Peloton, guys.
Yeah, and what a day. I'm posting it on the site there. What a day for me so far today. DraftKings just been a blessing in disguise here as we continue to go upside. Man, this is now $1.41 in the money. We just keep going. Go, go, go. And love this name, love this stock today. Also love Nikola today. That's a big one. And then, to top it all off, we put that ice cream right on the cake there. Top ice cream, cake, ice cream. I love ice cream cake, but down to 630 now. What a trade. You want to talk about layering orders. Bang, 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 bang. All the way to the downside right there. Wish we had held more as we come to the day's low, but we still got on a decent position and bang that out as well. More out there. 627 now, 626. Darn it, should have held, but what a trade here on Peloton. On GameStop. Neil's Peloton just taking out the big stick there to hit this. I gave that to you in the pre-market. Oh yeah, and by the way, it's all over the watch list, guys. What's up, Beep?
Beyond Meat, guys, we were talking about it earlier in the week. Back on Tuesday, they announced that the new Shanghai production facility, going to be up and running by early next year. Another move here for BYND, 5+% on the day, just breaking day highs through 145 as well.
We'll go from Brennan back to us for an update on a winning position here. It is 48 that we have short off of the 50 break, so a little bit of slippage on that position. 620 was going to be that bottom. I will only hold about 20% of the position. As it slips into that 6 even to 620 range, and again, this is what I'm talking about here, just previous resistance. Maybe it's going to be some support down here. So I'll look to be all out if there's any kind of a bounce off 6. That will be its own break if 6 even goes, guys. So right now, just about everything out. We just took a 25-cent one on some of these shares in GameStop. Peloton comes all the way back through, so you got to take your profits. It's going to be a very quick in and out on the pullback. So the first pullback, fantastic. The second one, we are going to lose about 40 pennies there. Of course, we made much more than that on the way up. Now the question becomes, can Peloton hold this level from the pre-market? 93.40. I'd like to see it bounce there. It could be another long, but man, this is a sharp retracement in Peloton. And remember, that was an all-time high break. So if it gets back below, this 92 pivot becomes very, very important as well.
And look what just happened to DraftKings. We get out of a little bit less. We had that 10%, so we just dropped some more there. Now we're like 7% left. It just dropped, fell from graces there. 42 and change. We were just cruising. That's why out. We did post this up as well as our GameStop. So I don't know if something just happened there on DraftKings, but we have the right guy. What's up, B?
Just looking at Bed Bath & Beyond. We'll check on DraftKings here, but BBBY, Wedbush out with an upgrade on this one. Another retailer, guys, that looking very, very strong over the past little while. You can go all the way back to July here. We've had a nice move from 7.5 up to 13 again for Bed Bath & Beyond, guys.
Yeah, just sort of noting that pullback. You mentioned DraftKings there. Penn also pulling back. This one, of course, on our list as well.
Look at the futures,
back into this like 62.50. I mean, the market is pulling in. The breakout, of course, pre-market high was at 62.5 on Penn Gaming. So the question becomes, can we hold this level? Much like I'm watching Peloton sort of fail to hold. Well, attempt to hold its pre-market lows. Let's look to see if it can happen over here in Penn before thinking about a long. GameStop, there was a bid, and I unfortunately wasn't quick enough to be able to show you guys in the level 2. Down around this 625. There was a bit of a buyer that stepped up here. Not enough to really scare me out. We've already taken profit on the way down, so if that gets broken, I'd like to use that momentum of that level break around that 625 to get me out of some more shares going into 620. So that's the idea here. Otherwise, still using that 650. If it breaks past that break even, I'll get out. Otherwise, hold steady. It's in the money. You don't have to rush out of that trade. You don't have to panic. It's going to plan. Just stick to that plan.
Yeah, exactly. We did see some. Well, our best out was 23 there. Then we got some out 25s, and I punched basically all of them out there at 628. And by punching, we mean aggressively removing liquidity on that one. So DraftKings, yeah, that's why we get out there, falling back down. You see the ES coming down through as well. So this, I don't know if this is profit taking or what, but nice little day upside for DraftKings. We are out of that stock right now. I mean, we're still short. We still show long, but it's a small amount of shares. Just waiting to see if we can pick up some more down here. maybe 41 and change. The next idea I had was everyone's favorite stock, and that is Tesla. Oh man, darn it. We were waiting for 373. We talked about that in the pre-market, 377. You come all the way down here to 368. I was waiting to see if we tried to fill this gap before bouncing back up. Obviously not aggressive enough because we should have been longer here, 378. Honestly, my order right now is 373.25, waiting for that to come through 26, waiting for that to come through down here. So if we can get that, that'd be fantastic. Nothing to do with this D print here, just trying to play it off of 369. So I thought I'd take it for a 5-6 cent win, dollar loss. So that's where we put that at, 373, but not coming through. Nikola moving, GameStop still doing its thing. There we go, hit it, bang, 1,000 likes
there
as well. Right now, what a big day, guys. All these names are on our watch list.
Every single one.
TraderTV.live, Neil.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is one here that's not on our watch, but we did talk about Y10 right before you come in here at 8 o'clock. We'll go over the whole list. If there's something that pops up, we'll also let you know. YTEN, it did reopen, tested that high before. It could not get to that sort of 875, 880 mark. It does reopen. It just failed off of that reopen high at 845. I'm shorting off of that. If it breaks 850, I'm out of it. Otherwise, I got an 821 short. I'm looking to just cover it in front of this little chop area, 725 to 750. Again, it just feels like it's one of those mornings, Sean, where I don't really necessarily gamble on the NFL, but it feels like the lucky charm is in. Y10, I'm going to cover this one if I can get like a 50-cent win on it right here. It looked like it was stalling. It's going to get you guys to the level 2 here. And what I mean by it looked like it was stalling, not one bid, but the spread would open up, and then every time it would tick down to like 60, someone would step up in front of it. So it obviously didn't happen there, so maybe I'm tricked out of it, but I'll take a 50-cent win. I wasn't quite able to get shares closer and tighter to that 845 mark, so there weren't multiple entries. It's going to happen to you sometimes. I'll use that level again if I see any kind of a rollover in front of that price, 845. Nice trade on Y10. GameStop does look like it's stalling out a little bit here in that 630 mark. Still a good winner, but I wanted more than just this 620 to 625 area. Brendan, what do you got?
A little tiny biotech firm here. Yeah, just checking. Yeah, it is a small cap. AGEN, straight higher here. Not seeing any headlines yet, but 420 up to 470 for AGEN. We're above these daily levels as well, 450. Going to check on news for this one, guys.
And you know what? On the NFL theme here, we're going to be barbecuing up some profits right now with DraftKings. We just take another spot out, 42.38 for $1.25 win right there. So a nice little spot. Really happy with the way DraftKings is working out for us today. Nikola back in the money as well. That's a clean buck now in the money. We are long 38.08, and this just keeps on ripping. So the party continues here for me today. The only new spot, I don't have anything new on. What I was trying to look at was that Tesla trade, and then again AstraZeneca. That was the name we had on look here. 54.60 does not come into play at all. We'll look to pick some up, but right now AstraZeneca not interesting enough on our watch list, so we review it, but it's not really doing anything, guys.
Yeah, it would really have to slide down. All over picking it up at like 52 here, because you go to the daily chart, we gave you these levels, so prepare definitely if there is a flush in AstraZeneca. I know I would like it to turn to pick some shares up. Unfortunately, the volatility just not there on that name, which is going to happen to you sometimes. Volatility is in, of course, in GameStop, but watching it come back to the upside, I do like that 650 still. I have taken profit off, and I'm not going to hesitate to sort of get back in on this pop if it starts to roll over. What I mean by that is you get a pop, maybe some sideways action, and starts to turn back to the downside. That's when I'd like to get into more shares, as long as it's below that 650 price that we got in originally, guys. So we're still watching GameStop. I do also still want to get back to Peloton at some point. Look, it was a great morning trade. It reversed a little bit more quicker than I would have expected, and definitely more sharp than I would have expected. So I am now watching this 93.50. I mean, if it cannot hold this is like the classic failed breakout through an all-time high, and you could see a flush through there. But watch out, 92 was that pivot price, so 93.50, maybe more of like a dollar scalp till it gets to that big 92 level on Peloton.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's... Peloton's getting close there. Sorry, I was not even paying attention.
Little surprise.
94 and change. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was a key level. Again, we did talk about that on the list and everything. And thank you so much, guys. It's so important to us that we hit. And we'll take out the big stick for everybody in our production team and everything. Thank you for making us up to 80,000 subscribers today. So that means a lot to us. We were just at, like, we celebrated 50 with champagne. Yeah, 80 right now. Thank you to Randy for filling in this next 2 weeks, right? I think it is. Yeah, wow. On week 1 right now, so doing a great job there. Thank you to everybody, Neil, Brendan, Valeria, Lucas, Rob, who's not here. Thank you to the big guy on vacation right now as well. It's been a big show, big opportunity for us to put this on for you, and we really enjoy that you guys like the show. We had this idea for a long time, and we're really glad to bring it to you.
Yeah, and just watching, I'm only going to get into that GameStop if it actually rolls over at 65, but Peloton breaks the bottom. So from longs to shorts, I mean, look, if we can hold below this sort of chop area, had like 94, 94.50 where there was some consolidation before this move to the downside, that would be a place where maybe you could dig into more. But look, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not nearly as confident in the short as I am in the long, so we're going to hold off into making any kind of a bigger position in Peloton to the south side. But GameStop, if it rolls over here, I need to get you to that one because I am going to be getting into some more shares. I just need to see some sideways action first or a turnaround. Get a sharp move to the downside. I'll participate in that selling. I want to try to be short GameStop today. I'm not saying I want to hold it all day long, but I kind of want to hold it all day long. So if it gives me this little rollover, I'll see if I can't get in somewhat passively between 40 and 45. And of course, that's not going to happen. I have to get a little more aggressive below that 40 mark. But I like this GameStop. Just added to the position. Had to pay down to 37, unfortunately. Might pick some more up in the 40 to 42 range. Brendan, what do you got, buddy? It's happening now.
Hey guys, yeah, let's check out North American markets here, see how things are faring so far. We are positive, but overall coming back a little bit at this point, 0.5% for the S&P 500. You can see the Dow basically exactly the same 0.5%. Tech stocks leading once again, both the NASDAQ Composite and 100, basically full percent positive territory. So a nice look. Small caps doing well also, 0.9% here for the Russell in positive territory. Here in Toronto, the TSX has gone negative once again, 0.08% to the downside. Down in Brazil, our friends watching the BOVESPA also in negative territory so far, only just. This one, very thinly traded Lightspeed. Some things moving around here in Toronto. Lightspeed to the upside today, almost 5%. They were talking aftermarket yesterday about a possible U.S. listing in the works for LSPD. So one to have a look at. Air Canada, travel stocks very strong in the U.S., tends to follow through here as well. Air Canada up 3%. Big down day yesterday for this stock, but we're back above $18, which is a big level for Air Canada. Let's shift over one more time and have a look at Canopy. Look at weed. Wow, nice day for some of the cannabis names, 2.5% to the upside. $22, guys, for weed. Once again, back over to you.
Yeah, is that per ounce or per share? Okay, as we're going upside, yeah, I'll be here all day, guys. Don't worry about that one. But as we're going here, yeah, we'll talk about that. Batman is in the building today, so we can have a look right now at CGC. Let's just see what happens to this one. CGC up 2 and a bit percent. I'm a bag holder on this. Thank you so much, Miss V. A little refill in the coffee there. Thank you, Valeria. We'll break this down a bit. 10-minute chart here on CGC. Yeah, we're well off where we've been. So let's take a little bit of a longer time frame. This is 1680 top side. Some congestion here. You know what? I don't like these names until we take ultimate tops. So we're going to wait till 1725.
I just want to go to a name from yesterday here, and another day, another semi-squeeze in Kodak. It just feels like, how many times are we going to see the same thing? Volume spike is doing absolutely nothing. Volume spike makes a high break. This time a more shallow move, and each time it feels like they're fooling. I shouldn't say tricking. Maybe I should say tricking. A few less buyers into those moves. It did get all the way to like 650 before rolling over. This time it's stalling out here at this 625 level. So this could be another one we like to short. Probably gonna wait for a 6 even break on the way down, just in case it wants to make a run at that 650 price, which I like much better. Before getting into one of these types of breaks and looking for retracement, look at that higher time frame. I'd rather miss out on something than jump into a trade at a price that makes absolutely no sense when I look at that higher time frame. Brennan, what do you got?
Speaking of squeezes or potential squeezes, another one we were looking at yesterday, Trillium, TRIL, huge move here, 7.5%. We're above that high from yesterday now, 1430. Which was that level we were looking at yesterday. So straight higher, not seeing anything as far as catalyst for this one, but big mover past couple of days, TRIL, guys.
Yeah, from TRIL to back to that YTEN. I talked about getting maybe head faked out of that one. It did halt again lower at 720. Watch out. If we break like 675 here, and I'm going to jump into another short. This stock, $4.35. If it's going to fail this hard, I want to be a part of this one more time. Hopefully not get head faked again. But that's at 6 right here at this bottom, 675 if it can break. Market's heading up. But Y10 retracing some of this move from the gap up overnight.
Yeah, market heading up. Yeah, I'd say so. The NASDAQ up huge today. The NASDAQ NQ today up. Here it is right here, guys. Look at this. The NASDAQ just taking out. This is just another chart I have up. The NASDAQ taking out the day's high right now. So, yeah, let's go over and take a look at some of these stocks here. Apple, Facebook, and whatnot. The leaders of the NASD there. Okay, here we go. AAPL. Levels that we had written down, I think we're probably past those. Yeah, it was 118, Crow. We do have a problem with the charting here, so I'm going to switch this back over to 1 minute and see if we get. Nah, I still can't get rid of those wicks. Hold on a second. There it is. Okay, we did take a long on Apple. That was this level here, early off a break. Took some profits, then take a hit. So a little bit of a washed trade there. Still down on the name, but 119, 117. You know what? I thought we'd be more up here, looking at the NASDAQ taking out highs. So a little disappointed. Still a nice 2% move, but I'm not touching Apple until we get high 120. I don't like this name today. I thought it would actually be higher, so I'm going to pass on Apple right now, Neil.
Yeah, I mean, so going from Apple to over to Tesla, I mean, it's still sort of in the same range from the open. It did very briefly break that 380. 370 was that sort of support that we liked. Still hasn't tested anywhere close to that 400. And we've talked about this from time and time again. When Tesla is sideways, and it did not trade down here to 350, ignore that wick. When it's trading sideways, it's just not a trade for me. I'm not going to sit here scalping it inside of a $10 range. I suppose if you did it like 2 or 3 times, you could have made some money there. I'm looking to see if it can't test lower that 370 mark for a bit of a buy opportunity, or maybe a breakout that takes you to that 405 that we gave. Was on our watch list when we talked about this one. That's a resistance level, I think, to the upside. Speaking of 405, here is RH, and it just, again, continuing to press, grind, I should say, towards that upside. It's going to be fresh highs here, so you don't really have any levels to work off of. I've been looking at pullbacks. I don't think that's going to be too much of a thing here today, unless maybe you can hold that 400 one more time. 410 could be a breakout. I mean, it just seems like RH does not want to stop. At some point, up 27%, and given what the day looks like, it's going to be hard for me not to look for a short opportunity, but I would watch out. Dollar spread consistently on restoration. I know now it's 50 cents, but it broke 7 there. And look at this level 2, guys. Dollar spreads. So understand you are paying $1 just to get in aggressively on any position. So you're risking minimum $1 to $5 on every single trade I think you make in RH. Factor it in. If you don't think there's $5 to $10 worth of upside in trade, don't take it in RH. That's why I'll wait patiently for any short. Don't want to get in too early.
Brendan, what's up, bud?
Still going. Just made another day high there above 81.26. We're back into some pretty big resistance area on the daily chart for Overstock. If you missed it, it was the T0 News subsidiary of Overstock getting into the online retail brokerage game, guys.
I actually really liked that play, but I don't know much about it. So it was kind of like one of those things where Overstock is just so crazy that I have to apologize not knowing so much about that stock. But OSTK, I had a look early, believe it or not, on this stock when Brendan came with the news in the pre-market here on some of these bumps up and just really couldn't find any levels. I think we probably would have taken out something like here if we would have traded at 78 or so, but up to 82. I still don't trust this stock. Again, don't know much about it. It's not a great trading stock. It's just haven't traded it much, so I'm going to stick to some of the rules that we talk about and trade what you know, and I think that's just a little bit easier, and including this one right now, $1.20 in the money still on Nikola, bouncing around VWAP here, so you may have to take this out, but what a great trade this morning. Long 38s, man. Ran it all the way to VWAP, dumped some, and then we're able to get some out even above this VWAP, and I love that trade, so good little look there on Nikola, now making some more moves. Trying to do a little bit more analysis on this, but I do think 39.75-ish maybe. What is this top here? Yeah, 39.80. We could go long. Here it goes. It could break down, and we'll go a little bit more long there, guys.
Yeah, still holding GameStop, obviously. I said there's a chance I could be short this one all morning long. We'll certainly see how that does play out, but I talked about the reload in front of that 650 mark. Once it breaks back below that 40, we'll do the same sort of thing. It's going to be similar target areas. You saw on the way down, when it broke 40, I took some shares out in between that and 35, and then some out in that 25 mark. I'm always going to hold on to see if we can't break that 620 at the bottom and then run run into 6 even. So we'll see if this one's going to work out for us. I do want to go back to Penn and DraftKings. Maybe we'll start with DraftKings here. It is consolidating off of this 42 level, at least in the short run, guys. I do want to see if we can't make another run to the upside, but this is a nice level here that it's holding off in 42. Brendan, what do you got?
Some of the chip makers bouncing back here a little bit. NVIDIA, 1.8% still. We had a big rejection down there at 512. Nice bounce all the way back to 518, guys. So we're back into some 520 area resistance levels for NVIDIA, but some of the chip makers doing well.
Yeah, AMD just broke above 82 there. I see someone on the chat there. So again, thanks, Brendan. I mean, we're looking at so many things here. And I think that's the big advantage. I mean, obviously, we talked about the team that we have here. Neil and I able to trade different names and give them to each other. And then Brendan coming and reminding us. We had a sweet trade. I got some love yesterday on Twitter for NVIDIA call. Oh my God, 520 today? Yeah, yesterday we were long 490s down here before this big move. You can see this big, oh shoot, I'm on the wrong thing here, get off that. You can see this big move here. We were long right down here, 494 in this move and got out just at this tick, 498 before watching it rip up. So we took $3-4 on that before it went another 20. And now today, very similar action coming on NVIDIA, but we're bouncing right now off this VWAP. This is not a horrible spot, man. 517 on NVIDIA. So if you're looking at that, some bunched up areas, if you're going to go long 517, drop it at 515. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah, sort of getting back over to Nikola, of course. We talked a lot about this name. That 42 market, potential break into that 42 price here. And just looking at 40.50, you did see a bit of a level break in the pre-market at that same price, opening range top. So if it breaks through 40.50, I like the long going into that 42. And I talked about 42 and 45 as the levels up for resistance. So I would take any trade off in front of that as a bit of a target. So watching now 40.50 as a break on Nikola, I will be having this one through that price. Watch out for Y10, guys. Another move to the upside there. I'm going to hang off for fading it until I see what happens at 850. If it rolls over at that price, I will take a short again in Y10, but you got to pick your spots. Massive volume, but another spike to the upside. Massive. Let's see if Nikola can't do the same thing and grab a 40.50 break.
Yeah, we're in the money, Nikola, $2. I missed that 80 print there. So we're going to wait to see if we can't get more NVIDIA somewhere down here on the downside. But we are long right now, NVIDIA. We just took it out to going through the top. So what's my price? 56. So we're at 50 now. Now we're at 60. We're going to watch NVIDIA. We did tell you we were going to take this one. So a shout out to Brendan for bringing this to our attention. We'll probably make a mistake again and get out here around 520. But if we can do that, man, we'll take that other $2 right now on NVIDIA, 519.80 or so if we can get out as I look through some more charts. I like that. 519.80 or so here on NVIDIA. Try to make that $1.30 on a little bit of shares. And then we will average in until about this 516 break. So good trade so far, but you know, we're talking about getting some names. It brings us some of these chip names. Now let's go with the upgrades and downgrades with Brendan at the big screen.
Wondering if my screen was on the right. No, we're good. Okay, let's talk upgrades and downgrades, guys. Upgrades on this side, downgrades on that side. Novartis, an interesting one this morning. I'll show you that one in a second. Nothing else really doing too much. These two pretty thinly traded as far as Casey's is concerned, and Park Hotels. Not real exciting volume here. I want to show you this one as well. Big Commerce. Remember Big C? All the way back to $80 on a downgrade today, and HD Supply having a nice move to the downside if you are so inclined. Here's Novartis. It's listed over in Europe as well, so you can trade the ADR here in New York. 1.8% to the upside. A couple of upgrades on this one. Holding under 90, though. Watch 90 if you go out to the daily chart on NBS. Yeah, Big C all the way back to 80. This was $160, if I remember correctly, on that Facebook news, but you can see the huge monster volume coming into the downside as well. So a couple of downgrades on Big Commerce, guys. Back to you.
Wow. What goes up must come down, I guess. I mean, Big C, what a crazy move that was to the downside. I'm hoping for something not necessarily similar because it's a $9 stock or $8 stock now, Y10. But I am looking at 675 break. It's trying to roll over shy of that original price. We just shorted off of one trade, one winner through 845 here. If it can break through that price, I'm not going long on 845 break. I think this is the level you're looking at, about 875 towards that top, $1 higher. So if it breaks 850. If I get into a short, I'll be out at that price, but no breakout long unless it takes out 875 for me on Y10. That's going to be the plan of action. Make sure you have one. Make sure you stick to it. As far as RH goes, still just holding the top, no breakthrough 410. I'm still watching this level here. Right now, 408.36 is the high, formerly Restoration Hardware. I'll probably make that mistake a few times, but RH for short. If it rolls back below 400, I think there's some downside play, but the real test is here. 410 break imminent on RH, guys.
Just lost on NVIDIA there. So yeah, whatever. Minus a little bit of money on that one, but we did go back long. Just looking at some more levels, I want to go long again, 517.20. So NVIDIA there played off it. Look where we got, man. We got bottom wicked again. We did get a good price, out 70 there before it goes down to 30. But yeah, we were trying NVIDIA, and my mistake because it's 514, not 516 was the break spot. So we go long again. We'll see if we can't make a little bit of this back, as we already are. So that's going to be a good one. Nicholas still moving to the upside in DraftKings. So that's the only two that we have on. Let's go long again here through 517 if we can get it, 517.20 or so back long as the NASDAQ trying to get going. I'm actually going to put up right now the NQs over here so we can see those instead of the ESs. As you know, we're trading more NASDAQ-based stocks, especially these chip names are going to fly with the NASDAQ 100, guys.
Yeah, that's a good point there. You know, we talk about the following the futures. I like to follow over in the NASDAQ as well. RH just took 410, so I do get ticked into that one. Now remember that dollar spread, guys. You have to watch out. You are always risking like $4 or $5 every single trade there, so it can't break 405 for me. I'm also watching Tesla. It's trying to hold this sort of higher low at 384, guys. This could be an interesting level, but I'm still hoping for a 405 test at some point today. But the bet's going to be here on RH at 410. It can't let it go past that 405 mark. It will give for about $5. I think 425 will be the next level to the upside there. I wouldn't short it unless it's a 400 break on Restoration. But Tesla, if it breaks 384, I mean, the problem with this is the market's going to be strong, obviously, but if it breaks 384 to the downside, there is a bit of a scalp play in there for you. I much prefer the short between
Nicola,
400 and 405, guys. Where's Nicola now?
It's a smile time right now as Nicola back to the high of the day. And it's a $2.50 winner now for Nicola. We hold on to the rest of these things, and they're just getting going right now. We did take some of that money back right now on NVIDIA, going long, and then out again right at that VWAP level and going more long. So now we're at 518 and change. We can get some out there. We'll get some out and make some of that money back on NVIDIA as the NASDAQ right now. We've changed it up. Look, see, it's starting to fall back down just a little bit here. So I think it's wise if we get back up to 518 to take some of this off. But yeah, letting our Nicola trade run, that was a good idea. But NVIDIA, not so much, falling down just a little bit. We're going to give it back to that 515 level. What's up, B. Wickens?
Yeah, guys, a couple of things to have a look at still. We were looking at some of the chip makers. AMD with price target cut on a couple of analysts today. So just a heads up on AMD there. I was also looking at CCL. Carnival, we mentioned Norwegian early on, relatively strong to the upside, but Carnival also just making day highs as well. So some of the travel names coming back to the upside. Miss Valeria is having a look at what is moving around over in Europe. Let's go over and check in with Valeria.
Hey Brendan, WM Morrison slid more than 4% after reporting a 25.3% fall in the first half profit. That's all for now. Back to you.
WM Morrison moving over in London today, guys. Back over to you.
That's all. Hey, okay, WM Morrison, no idea what that is, but thank you, Valeria, for that.
Hey, you learn something every day, right?
I think so, yeah. 517, we're learning that NVIDIA is a monster, and we're going to see if we can get out here as the NASDAQ breaking higher. This is $1.55, in the money right now. We're sitting here in the 90s to get this out. So NVIDIA right now, big time win as we're breaking back upside now. Bang, there it is, $1 in the money right there. We hit that, and we'll hit a swish for our good old Raptors there. Nice out, needless to say, 517.90. That's $1.30 on these bottom pick shares. Just too bad we got dumped off there. This would have been a monster trade. Well, let's just move on and hold this as NASDAQ's still breaking the highs.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get at some point to GameStop. I feel we can be pretty chill with that one. Like I said, I'm going to be shorted if I can all day long, but a bit of a break in the shakeout, fake shakeout, whatever you want to call it in Nikola here. So I do have 44.40 for the first time on this trade. We did talk about that 42 level. I'm not going to hope for too much more than a 42 level break, taking you to 45. That's a second trade for me. This trade in here, I would like to take it up, maybe like $1 or so for a win on Nikola. GameStop will take some shares out in the 30s like we always do, but want to be reloading in that 50 mark as often as we can. Trend to the upside in Nikola, of course. The report, as we mentioned in our morning 9 to 9:30 on our watch list, of course, Hindenburg with that short report, bouncing to the upside here on Nikola. Let's participate, but 42 is that hard resistance I'm looking at. It was support yesterday. Let's see if it turns into resistance, I should say.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we still have, I just have a monster on Nikola, so we're just going to wait to see what it does. But yeah, Hindenburg, we'll wait to see $40.75 upside. Let's check out Mr. Softy as we go. Oh, yeah, you know we got to check out the stock that we destroyed yesterday, CCL. We'll have a look. So Microsoft's right here at VWAP. This is something that we normally like to trade, but look how choppy it is right here. It's not running into VWAP. It's not really doing anything right now, so we got to wait to see. Was that Valeria belly dance or Neil belly dance? Oh, no, not Neil belly dance.
Nobody wants to see that.
But I know it's a favorite of everybody, so that's a good one. You don't want to see me doing any belly dances, but Microsoft looking through 213.20. Was there a reason for that, Neil? Or
I don't know. I didn't hit it, but let's just say we did the dance for happy birthday, Manny Alla there. So one of our members here, I don't know how old it is. We'll just call it 25. So happy 25th birthday for you there. I want to get back over to RH. We talk about the winners. We talk about the losers. It's gonna retrace that $5. So if it breaks 410, I think there was an upside play, upside 425. Not gonna give it too much room here. I do think below 400 would be an interesting retracement play. I'd look for a short, maybe back into that 385 range. So that would be the next look on RH. I can tell you currently, I just got out of a third. We'll go backflip action, so a couple of longs. One doesn't win. One is going to win and is still winning. But I do take some out in front of 41, so the first third of this position on this Nikola trade for me. I want the next level out to be between 41.50 and that 42 mark. Let's see if we can sustain this move. If it holds 40 even, not a bad entry point or re-entry point, I should say, in Nikola. GameStop still in the money, so Nikola up, GameStop down. If that theme continues the rest of the day, we'll be some happy campers, guys.
Yeah, and Nikola, my number one stock easily today. So just looking at CCL, I'm wondering about this break here. I think we could go down. CCL, sorry, wrong charts. CCL right now, 1830, I think it was, or so that we're looking at. I mean, look at this, guys. Consolidation Nation right here, looking pretty good. And I also don't mind the break back to the upside. So you can go either way on this CCL. I don't know if it's going to be a big trade, but 1840, 1846 here, coming off of this little VWAP break. We'll take it 1845 long on CCL if it breaks above. I mean, VWAP, if you want to get, yeah, it's 44. So 44, 45, or we go 1830 to the downside. I don't really have a preference other than that the market's up. We can go back to the ES. NVIDIA fell down. You see what happened to the market. So we get out of NVIDIA, and now we're going to look for an 1830 break right now on CCL. Here it goes, guys.
Yeah, I'm just going to look at this. Oh, we have Brendan here. What in the blue blazes was, I have no idea what's going on, but I do want to get to this STSA, down 74%, and look at this ramp up. It's going to seem like it's a heck of a lot from 380 to 640. This is a $23 stock yesterday. Of course, Brennan coming with the news on this name. If it's going to give any kind of a pullback at some point, I'm going to look to be shorting it, but just remember, you have to have levels to the upside because of this. Look, you got to know where you're getting out. I mean, coming back to previous support would mean $13 or $14 up, and right now we're trading at 6. So I would short this one off of the current high that I'm looking at, which is about 650 and 650 alone. Otherwise, let's see if we can't trade below 6 and establish a different level that we can work from. But so much room to run. Be careful trading STSA.
We're short
Volume's
CCL
good, though.
here, finally.
Brendan at the big screen for small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, let's go back to small cap world. I mentioned before the open, not a lot going on in small cap world, but this was that big mover from yesterday. Noticed right off the bat a lot of strength in this, moving back into that range from yesterday. So I talked about $32.50 and then up to $33, which was a pretty clear area at the or throughout the midday yesterday. You can go all the way up to 33.5 up here. Very thinly traded stock, huge range on this thing. Tread lightly. So just using this 32.50 and then 33 at the top. We're all the way back down to 30. So massive move to the upside and then all the way back down and then some. So really nice opportunity. Had to be very patient with that one. It is thinly traded, as I mentioned. This is the other one, RMTI, trying to be patient with this one as well. Bit of a slow mover here, 160. Bit of a pivot here from aftermarket yesterday. Positive news on that one. Starting to come back to the downside here. I was really hoping we'd get back to 120, but the volume already starting to die down a little bit on that RMTI. Yeah, I had a bit of a different view on STSA as well. Tried it at 5. This is $5. A little bit of a pivot from the pre-market as well. Quick little scalp there. Was out of the rest. I'm going to let that go because it's showing a lot of strength. Down huge still. Yeah, 72% after that trial. Was not good, guys. Back over to you.
Look at CCL. I mean, again, another idea. We just call it up, and bang, here's a 10-cent win for you. Still going downside. We've taken some out. You were scalping this stock. So once again, just another big bang stock for you right there. CCL, guys, punch that one in the mouth. So there we go. Downside on CCL. Looking to get out more at 18.17, guys.
Yeah, Brendan just mentioned that he was taking a different approach. Like I said, I'm using 650 and sort of 650 alone. And there was a failed break through that price, but I'm not going to give it to 655. If it does make another run at that even, I think maybe it's looking to go. Because it was a $20 stock before, I'm going to be hesitant to give it too much room here, but I do have 33 to the short side. I told you the level I would work off of here. If I can get some out in front of 6 even, I'll do that. If 6 even breaks, floodgates could really open up. They get a bad, look, if you're going to be a pharma company and you're going to have a bad result, this is what happens to you. But the volume through the roof, I can't stay away from it forever. 34 million shares I got to take advantage of. Still in the money on Nikola, but having some trouble at that 41. That's the next breakout point on that name.
Yeah, I mean, I would love for that to happen. Right now, we're $2.70 in the money. Yeah, 41. Good little spot for Nikola as we go, and I like these little camera moves that we have on here. Apple fades the other way. We did put an order in to go long through 120 on AAPL, but not happening right now. Coming back downside. Watch out for these futures, man. I mean, I keep saying that the stock market's probably a little bit overheated. I don't know if that's true or not, other than the fact that we dropped 10% in the last 3 days, not the last 3 days, but the fastest 10% drop in history just took place. So to say that these stocks can't fall would be crazy because they sure can. Apple touchdown, I think it was 108 or something back a couple days ago. Let's just check that out exactly. Yeah, exactly. That was it. 110 or so, 110.65. So Apple was just down there just a couple days ago. So look for this stock to keep breaking, guys. I don't know. We're going to wait.
Yeah, here comes the decision on STSA. Here comes that 650. I mean, the volume it's churning through is absolutely tremendous. It's going to be binary for me. If it holds 50s, we got the short. We'll see it retrace into 6 even. But if it breaks it, I'm not going long off this break, guys. I know for some of you, I'm going to get out and I'm going to go with a roller coaster because that's all I have. I'm not longing this on the news. It's just not a play for me. But I'm going to take another shot at some point shorting this one. Right now, 650 has broken, but there's so much room to the upside. It just almost doesn't matter. I'm not going to play this anywhere but looking for the retracement short. I will take another shot, but every single time I'm looking to take small cuts if I'm going to lose, eventually to hopefully hit that home run trade. That's the way I like to do it. I do want to come back to Peloton, which is continuing to show a little bit of weakness. It was a great trade off the open multiple times, longing off 95, 94, 80. But now it seems like it just cannot hold. Can't hold this 95 area, starting to flush to the downside. We talked about this on the watch list, and support down at 92 if you go to the higher time frame, which I should give you guys that look now. Previous breakout through 92 was a couple of days high, gapping through that price. Want to retest. If it can't hold, that would be a pretty weak sign if we hold that 90. If we cannot hold 92, guys, on Peloton.
Oh yeah, Peloton. We love that stock, and we're gonna have to go over and look at that as well. But I'm just debating now. We just get out of this Nikola. We do have a $2 winner on board on Nikola. It just does stop at 41. Where should it be a good stop at? Why not 40? So here we go. Put up Nikola. We're gonna get out if it breaks back down through 40. Give it to us, Brendan.
Notice, guys, gold looking a little bit of top heavy. We were up about 1.5% on gold, spot gold. That is starting to come in. Some of the equity markets, yeah, the ES as well, starting to roll over a little bit here as well. Have a look at gold here in New York, looking a little top heavy right at 30.50 here on the daily chart, about to make a new day low. So some of the gold stocks looking weak, guys.
Glad that we dropped our NVIDIA. We tried it once, twice, 3 times, and we're able to catch her a little bit of profit, and then we just basically dropped it for flat, so we don't have to worry about what's happening right now to some of these names. So that would be NVIDIA. But look at this out. I told you we'd get out some at 18s there, and that's exactly what we did for an 11-cent win there. So we're on fire today.
So 2 updates here. Nikola back through 40, so we take a win on some. We take the hit as it breaks 40. And just the new position alert. I talked about Kodak on the retrace. Was going to wait for it to break 6 even to get in. It just did so. So 5.99 to the short side on Kodak. A couple of levels here to work with. 86.87, first level down. Then you get to sort of wick to the off the open. Pretty much down here at 575. That's a good secondary target, but let's see if I can't slide into some Kodak. I've seen it squeeze a few times, maybe a little bit later on, sometimes at 11 or 11:30. So in the back of my mind, I will keep a relatively tight stop on it, probably about to 610 or so, because I don't want it to squeeze up and then, on one wick, it's moving 30, 40 cents. I've seen that happen. And if you miss your stop on Kodak when you're short, it can get pretty ugly pretty quick. So relatively tight stop, but let's see if we can't run this one to the downside for the rest of the morning.
Okay, yeah, I mean, look, guys, thank you to everybody today watching. We now have 80,500 subs. So I don't know, Valeria, if you have the number, you can let us know how many subscribers we've gotten today. But thank you guys again for all of the love to continue. And I know I did a little speech there about, why we love you guys and why it's so important to keep this relationship going. And thank you so much for watching. And it's been a great day. Follow all 3 of us on Twitter as well. You want to get a hold of us a little more personable there, you can, and ask us questions. I'm going to be attaching some of those DMs soon. Okay, we just got out here, low side. We're very, very light now on CCL. I mean, what a banger day this has been for us. I can just quickly review. We go long apple early, out some, then flushed out on that one. DraftKings, my biggest trade probably of the day. Reload all the way to the upside. I lied. It's Nikola's much bigger. GameStop, what a trade this was, man. Cleared this down. I couldn't get better than that. Nikola, my #1 stock of the day. Bang, bang, out up here. $2 win on that one. And then just to review, we'll last trade here, NVIDIA. A slight, I don't know if it's going to show a profit on the bottom, but it is a negative stock for me today. We did not clean this one as well as we should have. Should have got out more once we did break view up. A little bit greedy, but getting that $3 out there. Brendan, give us something.
Guys, we were talking about Restoration Hardware, or RH, the parent of Restoration Hardware, higher after earnings. Purple Innovation, PRPL, another one from that group, a home furnishing retailer, up 6.7% today. About to take out day highs here at 21.50. Decent volume for PRPL, guys.
Yeah, sort of speaking of highs, guys, can't ignore it too much here, but Encino, cloud banking, recent IPO. We covered this one when the IPO came out, and it was crazy trading action. This was like priced in the 20s. It opened up at like $70, ran to 90, turned around off a failed break of 100 even. Encino was up 12% after their first earnings report. So another big move. The only downside with Encino today is the volume is very, very thin. So it's a tricky trade. I think really all you got to do is look for support. It's more probably a swing trading stock that looks to have support down around the 78 to 80, but that was pre-earnings. Watch out, 90 does look like a bit of a break to the upside, but there were some hard failures around 100. So keep that one and file it away. Encino with good report, first time doing those earnings, and look at that move to the upside, preceded by a volume spike. Volume matters, guys.
Hey, CCL, how's your face after another punch? Bang! Right there. CCL, guys, getting some out now again. 13, 14, 50 pennies. And we talked about it. This was a big stick trade. Feeling like, I know Neil's already hit the hot dog winner, but feels like it right now on CCL. Look at this one, guys. Still making that move down. I gave you the tops and the bottoms. Bottom breaks first. Bang, nice trade. CCL still taking 17 cents here, 1% move. What's up, B?
Anyone watching energy markets, guys? We said yesterday, oil because of the holiday on Monday. Oil numbers coming out today. Natural gas 10:30, just out there, but crude oil numbers coming out at 11 o'clock this morning. So we'll get those inventory numbers coming out at 11, guys.
Yeah, just watching that LC, I mean, we talked about this one, Lancadia Holdings, SPACville, guys. Just looking at this 1875 mark, it looks like this is going to be a decent breakdown. If we're going to hold that, there could be a scalper's dream, maybe bouncing off that price. I'm looking to be able to short it through that 1875 mark, just as a bit of a move into 1850 and then 1830 support in the morning. Always keep the picture in good form here. You are looking at some consolidation after a breakout here at 19, so it's a bit of a failed break at 19. That's part of this play. And then if we can get back below that 1875, I think it's a nice little scalp back into what was resistance at 1840. So that's the look over here in LCA. Volume good in play. Let's see if we can't get that one. Got to break 75 for me to go short, however.
Okay, yeah, I want to actually review a little bit of Peloton. I mean, look, guys, I see everybody talking about Tesla, and unfortunately, I got a little bit too. I don't want to say lack of being aggressive or anything, but I really did love 373, and we talked about that as this was coming down. I told you my orders were layered down here, 73, 70s, all ahead of a magical 68 number that goes back a couple days. I'm not going to zoom back that far because it doesn't matter. Now we're not near there. But 400 is coming into play right now, and it's made back its epic fall. Yesterday was 11%, today's 9. 11 plus 9 is 20. 1 more percent, and we're back to where Tesla belongs, I believe, anyways, heading into battery day. After that is a completely different story. Still 70 cents in the money on DraftKings. Give it, Bren.
What a move, yeah, for Tesla. Right back up again. Facebook here, guys, having a nice day as well. 279, bit of a problem, it looks like, but just saw a little note on some increased call buying on Facebook today. So bouncing off 270 over the past couple of days, guys.
Definitely seen that move markets before. I just want to jump back. That STSA fail break again at 650. So it looks like maybe there's a rollover in place. I'll take a shot here through 6 even. We've done one short. That didn't work. I will do another one here if we break 6 to the downside. Still an area here at 55 that is the new high. I think you can't hold anything past that price. I will not short in front of that. It's now only a breakdown at 6 even. I will get back over to Kodak in a minute. I'm going to take some more shares at 6 even on that one. But I did want to jump over to Tesla here. I know you mentioned it, Sean. The 400 break, I'm not going to be involved in 400. I like 405 as a bit of a level as well on this. And 405, I'm going to hold to it. It was a lot of chop around that 405 mark. So I think at a 400 break, unless you're scalping for $2 or $3, it could run into some immediate resistance. From there, though, I mean, 420 definitely a solid possibility for Tesla.
Yep. And more yeps. And a suiting CCL now, 21 pennies now in the money. I can't say I'm a man of the people if I don't talk to the people. Okay, so here we go. Ox long. I don't know what this means. How can auto pivot indicators change during the day? So let me know what you mean by that. And yes, I will answer that question. And there's Valeria again with the dance. She's normally wearing her Air Force Ones. So I have a feeling that that's probably not her there. But where would you get back into Nicola? I will review that. Yes, 1.3 likes, Valeria. Is that why you were breakdancing there?
We are at 1,300 likes, but again, our goal for a day, 2,000 likes. So
sorry you're still on me here, guys, but Randy on the board. I already bigged him up there one time. Look at CCL, guys, back down to 1805. Just hit my ear when you're ready for Valeria, and we'll get over to that. But right now, CCL is cracking through 18. We're short at 1830. We put that out on our feed, so you can check that out as well. Look at Penn, still 62.37. Valeria, spin around and give the good news here about the likes.
Okay,
Whoa.
guys, we're at 1,300 likes, and I remind you that our goal is 2,000 likes. Let's celebrate that we reached more than 80,000 of subscribers and smash the like button. I'll see you later. Back to Sean.
All right, back to me there. There we go. Yeah, Valeria's got, Valeria, I see the talk on here. Yeah, she has Air Force Ones. She has a hell of a lot of them, too. Colors I've never even seen before.
Every color.
Including today's black and orange. Maybe we can show that when we get up onto the board once again for European update.
Yeah, guys, got an update here. LCI, it's a nice move to the downside. This is the risk of taking any kind of a breakout or breakdown trade. I'm waiting for 75 to break. I threw an order to aggressively hit the bid. Unfortunately, does not fill. I do miss out for an $18 stock that at the time I was looking at 1 or 2 cent spreads. It opened up when it broke that 75 mark, and there is the moonwalk action. There you go. I would love to see that for real. One of our crew can kind of do a moonwalk, but he's not here right now. Maybe when he comes back, he will get that for you guys live. But I couldn't catch that break. It's going to happen to you. Execution is part of the game. Brendan has something for us. What do you got?
Zoom, guys, just noticed Zoom having quite the day here. 4% to the upside. Took back $400. Was a little resistance here in the pre-market, but back above $400. Not seeing any headlines on Zoom, but really strong so far today, guys. Up 4%.
Wow, I mean, we're going to have to add that one to us. This is like a couple of days in a row. I feel like we're getting away from a stock that has been so great for us in Zoom, but it's sort of worth noting. if you go back a couple of sessions, you are looking at this like 415, 410 to 415 area, I should really say. A bit of a rejection of that price on the third before this little fall back down. So, I would look to see if maybe there's a retracement play coming in the market. Zoom sort of in that price range where it could happen, 410, 415, without there being news. I mean, I know Overstock is running as well and running a heck of a lot more to look for a pullback. Zoom doesn't have positive news. Overstock has a catalyst to it today. I'm not really seeing anything. It's just more of the tech bouncing to the upside. So if the market comes back in, I feel a little bit more confident Zoom would cooperate coming back to the downside there for us, guys. I do still have that Kodak, of course. I'm going to hang on to this one, like I said. As long as it wants to hold around this $6 consolidation here, I'm looking for a further breakdown towards those lows. I've seen it squeeze on volume. When that fails, a lot of times you just slide for the rest of the day. So in that Kodak for the short retracement play, I want to jump way back to another one from a little bit earlier, guys. That was Big C. Now, Brendan mentioned Big C here, and it's starting to come back towards the upside. I've only ever really shorted Big C, and I'll show you why here, guys. STSA just got it on a 6-even break, but really, since it fell back below that fail of 150, I feel like it's been all shorts until it gets back down to this 65 to 75 area. I would probably continue that theme today if it got anywhere closer to that 90 mark. So I do have a bit of a bias in Big C. When you see something fail that hard multiple days in a row, it is worth looking for a fade trade. I just got into STSA. Hopefully the second time is going to be a charm on this one. 6-even break. We waited for it patiently, looking for like 560 to that downside. Maybe that's going to be where it turns around. But I got 95, so we got into this one. LCA we missed. STSA we hit.
STSA, good name there. Yeah, moving around 75% down. Wow. STSA. Look, guys, Tesla, CCL, a big trade alert there. We've already talked about that. Tesla right now, we're going to rehydrate quickly here. What? These views are just nuts here. I don't even know. When Randy's in control, you have no idea what's going to happen there.
He doesn't know what's going on.
We got the salad there. We got the fruit salad. There we go. Look at this. Just everywhere right now. Cruising. But thank you guys. Are going to stay hydrated as it looks like, screw hydration right now. It looks like Tesla, Neil, is at that 400 mark. So, psychological level or not, here comes 400 on Tesla. Get your orders ready. You take this, you could give it back to about 390. I think that's probably worth the risk here on a 400 break back down to 395-ish. So let's take a 400 break. But you know what the thing about it is, man? Like when it broke through 2,000, it just whipped right back down $5 or $6.
So I remember this. It was 2020, and this is why I talked about that 405 range. It was like 2000 to 2020. That was a problem. So if the same thing happens, you're talking about 400 to 404, 405 running to immediate resistance. That's the only hesitation I have on the 400 break, and I almost like the secondary push later or the pullback. If it shakes people up, maybe catch a pullback. Before I get to Brendan, I have taken a third off of STSA there for a 15-penny winner. I'm looking for more. I want it to drop down to 560, then hopefully about 520 or so to the downside. Missed the first time. We got it hopefully the second time here. Brendan, what do you have for us?
One of the original benefits or stocks that benefited from the stay-at-home movement was this Wader Holdings, if you remember way back when. Had a huge move in this thing to the upside. But back higher today. Not seeing any headlines on this, but WTRH having quite the day on decent volume as well, guys. Back above $4.
Okay, so it looks like Tesla. If I can speak, I have decided to take, this is why I needed the Hydration Nation. I have decided to take Tesla through 400 if it comes. It doesn't look like it wants to get there right this second. I'm not bearish on the name, but it's been a very nice retracement all the way back to those levels where they started shorting this name. So I don't want to say that we're going to go short Tesla, but if we were going to go short Tesla, this is not a horrible spot, man. 494.75 on a break back to the downside. So I'd rather short it if we get back to VWAP-ish. That's sort of the spots that Neil and I like anyways on Tesla. And then ultimately, like I said, if we can get to 370 again, we'll take it. But right now it's ramping up once again. Look at the futures pushing down right here.
Yeah, the name that Brendan just mentioned there, WTRH, if my chart will load here, guys. It's one of those sort of slow grinds to the upside. Always keep things in perspective. I'm looking if it gets to about this like 430, 440 mark. Potentially, if some consolidation could give you a secondary break on WTRH here, but also a rollover could give you some profit taking. So always make sure, before even thinking about shorting a name that's got some upward pressure here. And thank you, Roki, one there. the cucumber accents the water in such a way that I don't know what movie that's from, but Sean, Mr. Hydration Nation, maybe you know where that quote's from. But WTRH, I'm looking at this 420 mark, and again, it's the charts, not me. If it rolls over here, I will take a shot shorting it. You have the out here at about 430 is a price area out on WTRH, and there is a secondary break possibility on this name through those prices. I'm not touching Tesla. Either it comes back down to 380 and it gives you a long pickup at that price, or maybe like 404, 405. So breaking 400 and then failing to get through 400, 404, 405, that could be a short on the way back in. But otherwise, I'm going to stay away for now on Tesla.
Okay, yeah, we'll find out. What was that? Oh, we got a super chat. Is that what you're talking about there?
So from Roki1 here, the cucumber accents the water in such a way that, and like you know me, Sean, I have like a ridiculously useless memory bank of movie quotes, and I have no idea where that one's from.
How about the other guys? We'll see. Someone posted it there. That was sort of what I was thinking. We'll see if that comes through, if that's true or not.
That's a funny movie.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, very. Well, okay, so we did try another shot on Apple now. Going to give it through 118. Just a little bit of movement here. We did know that the futures were coming down, and here comes Apple. 18's been a decent level. Crow, I can't back show you the charts, but 118 has been a decent level, but it does look like it's going to crack. I took a shot at it. It's not a heavy spot. We're long at 35, so we'll dump this if it does break 18. There it goes. Yeah, just cracks through there. A lot of share size, so we dumped that. We fall in a hole a little bit. No money. Money. That's annoying. I don't know, but
what the heck is that?
No money. My money's spinning around and leaving my account there as it just continues to go down. But right now, we are ready at the big screen with the sector watch. Let's see what the banks are up to with Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at the overall S&P 500 here. See what is moving things around so far. We're up 0.6% at this point for the S&P. Really the only thing to the downside right now is the energy group, oil coming off a little bit. We're also seeing a decline in utility and real estate stocks. Everything else doing quite nicely, including consumer discretionary names really leading the way here. You're going to find most of the travel names in here. LVS, NCLH, CCL, all 3+% to the upside. Win, CMG, and RCL as well, doing quite nicely, 2.5 to 3%. There's MGM and Marriott. Also in that group, Ulta Beauty, GPS, Amazon here as well, all up 2%. So nice look for retailers. If we come down to tech names, Adobe leading the way, 3.7%. ADSK, FTNT, MA, Oracle in here as well, up about 2%. So all of the software names really leading the way as far as the tech sector is concerned. Semiconductors, we talked about right off the bat, showing some strength today with NVIDIA, QCOM in here, Micron back to the upside. The entire group was higher yesterday or over the past couple of sessions, but Micron had been lagging a little bit. So 1.5% there for MU. HPQ, the only one standing out to the downside here. Industrial's a little bit weak. Some individual names having down days today, but HWM, ROP, both up 1.5 to 2.5%. Healthcare stocks also making up a big part of these gains for the overall market, led by LH, DGX, and UHS there, 2.5% up to about 5%. So overall, nicely positive outside of energy stocks today and utility names as well to the downside. Or this move for the market would be a lot higher, guys. We're up about 0.5%. Back over to you.
Downside, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. We did take the hit the first time. Tight stop on STSA on that retracement. We get the 6 even break. It's moving into VWAP here, but I'm going to take the profit and run on this one. I don't know that it's going to be done for the day because 40 million shares is 40 million shares, and as long as it holds up this volume decently, I'll probably look for a re-entry point, 655 that high. Watch out for that price. $20 stock today before the bad news on that update on their drug trial, but it's 655 as a break. If it happens in the afternoon, we've seen this time and time again, 1230, 130, a secondary push on a small cap name like this. If the volume is still good, I watch out for that break all day long. Too bad that pan shot doesn't get a good look at the Air Force Ones on Valeria, but it is, I'm liking those ones today, I gotta be honest with you. We hit a lot of big milestones that we hit 80,000. The likes are going through the roof. But I'm just kind of curious, where are we in the sub mark? It feels like 81. Could we get to that today? There's a shoot.
Oh, sorry, Neil, thank you. I was thinking about Brandon. So Neil, we're at 80,656 subscribers.
I like it. 81 just seems like it's going to be right there. 80, a big number, of course. And whoa, Wow, I mean, I wish I look. I wish I was looking to short.
Here.
I wish I was looking to short Tesla. I wanted it to break like I told you guys, not Twitter, Tesla. I wanted it to break 400, fail break short, but forget about it. The market is rolling over right now, and all I got on is Kodak, which was probably going to fall anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Watch out for that 380 mark. We talked about that level before. 380, 370, both two levels to the downside that maybe Tesla can pick up a bit, but reversal here off of 400. It got $1 away, and then hard reverse in the market. Tesla going with it.
Yeah, AMD coming downside as well. We just tried to we stepped on ourselves there with AMD. We thought we had a good little move, and it's not coming through. So AMD, big moves down, average, and then dump. It's easy to get short some of these names. So maybe that's the problem, the tech sector. I switched over to NASDAQ once again. You can see it's just falling down now. 1560 all the way back down into this area right now. Could be a nice little move for a bounce back here on some of these names. Let's go long here, AMD, and see if we can't make some money back.
Yeah, I'm just starting to see where you can pick some things up. I inadvertently called up Twitter because it's right next to Tesla on my quote board, and then saw this one, very similar chart looking, but a bit of a support on the one. But I don't like to just jump into things because of that. The only issue here, sort of when I go to the 15, is you would have liked to have really held somewhere around this like 40-10, 40-15 area, or 40-20 or so. And the fact that it dips below that price, I'm not really seeing anything till you get some chop, then down to 39.25. So if Twitter got that far, maybe I'd think about bottom picking it, but you're likely looking at Tesla 380 in that case and some other more interesting names. But I called it up inadvertently. I saw something interesting. This is part of the process, right? So could have jumped into it looking at the 1 minute, but it doesn't look so good when you go to that higher time frame. I'd wait for 39.25 to try and do any kind of a bottom pick on Twitter. Just jumping back over to something which I don't think it was. I'm not sure if we had space or Virgin on the watch list. I believe we did yesterday. Might have been as well today. Another strong move up. It's still holding 2% to the upside. I'm watching up for 1780. If it can hold this price, the opening range bottom, I'd look for a bottom pick on Virgin Galactic, which has been ramping up on its own the last couple of sessions. Brendan, what do you got for us?
One we've looked at before, guys, on the show a number of times. A clean energy name, F-Cell here, fuel cell, down 10%. They reported aftermarket yesterday. Wider than expected loss reported for fuel cell, about to make new lows on the day here for F-Cell, guys.
I feel like I'm battling a losing battle here with AMD. I keep thinking that we can get back to the upside. We did take a little bit of money on that reverse long, so we made it back a little bit of what we lost, but it doesn't want to go, man. The NASDAQ completely, there it goes. The NASDAQ completely reversed back, not reversed, but did have a nice little move back, and I could see that AMD was struggling, so noted now, next time AMD, we'll see what it wants to do, but now the market coming back down here. Yeah, we're going to see, I don't see if there's any news on this, but yeah, it just keeps on going, guys.
Yeah, and we talked about some potential pullbacks here. One of them was going to be an overstock, and it is starting to come back. I'm sort of looking at this like the opening range top was like 81, 81.30, 81.25 or so. That ends up being right around where VWAP is, coincidentally enough. I think that's a bit of a breakdown price for overstock. I wouldn't fault anybody for jumping in here at the 83.50. I have not gone ahead and done that. I do have the Kodak short, which, like I said, I feel like this is going to work. It didn't matter what happened in the market, but I am starting to take this one out. I do have some orders down here. Previous level was 585. I'll take some out in front of that. I'll take some out in front of the low of the day, 572. And I'll probably continue to trail my stop. So it does hold that 610 first. Once we get out of some more shares, I'll probably use 6 even as another ramp to the downside. And watch out Tesla breaking 90s, waiting for a test of 380. That's the key price area that we're looking for on Tesla.
I was also trying to get some bottoms here on NVIDIA. That's DraftKings. Was trying to get some bottoms here also in NVIDIA. What was that? 506.30. I put an order at 505.60 there, trying to play off a 503 number that we liked in the pre-market, which was down here, 503 and change. So we'll wait. It's actually 504 and change. Here's the bottom, 503. This is like yesterday's bottom, 503. So we'll wait to see if it can hold something like yesterday's bottom on some of this market, as it looks like is trying to bounce right now. Brendan, Money Talks.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at currency land, see how things are shaping up so far today. All about the euro today. Big move higher for the euro after the interest rate decision out early this morning. They held on interest rates, no change. So a nice look here, 117.5 all the way up to 119 for the euro. So just below 118.8, up 0.6% for the euro today. That means that the euro pound is also higher on the day. British pound to the downside, 0.8%, 128.9. We also have the Canadian dollar to the downside. There is some U.S. dollar strength coming in. There was a manufacturing number this morning that was a little better than expected. So seeing a lot of these in negative territory because of that. Outside of Australia and New Zealand, more positive data out overnight in Australia as well. So they're having quite the week. 3 days in a row to the upside for the Aussie and New Zealand, basically flat at this point. Everything else pretty muted so far. Japanese yen, Swiss franc, both kind of in negative territory. Swiss franc down for 2 days in a row here, 90.6 once again for the Swiss franc. Crypto is not really doing a heck of a lot as well. We talked about 10,200 yesterday for Bitcoin. We're up to 400 now. 370 for Ethereum. Looks like about 4 and change percent to the upside on the day. Back over to Sean.
4 and change percent up, you say. Yeah, Bitcoin not doing too much. I haven't made too many trades over there on GBTC, but okay, I don't know why I just did this, but we went long again into AMD, so we'll wait to see if this one wants to get going. We're long at 20s. We've stepped on ourselves on AMD a little bit, trying to defend this bottom here, 81 even, but it does break and cracks all the way to 80.72. So now we're back long 20s here, and it's 13 cents in the money, which is fine. It's not as big a position because we averaged in down here on AMD off this market, just collapsing a little bit here in the NASDAQ, down about 100 points there. So you have to watch out. Here goes AMD now. This is not a bad spot to think about getting some out for this 18-cent win on AMD. We'll take some 36s if we can get it and then watch what happens, hopefully to the upside. But it's been weak, man. We saw the flush out. So I am debating reversing into a short here on AMD, looking weak today.
Yeah, I'm just getting back and looking at Penn holding up this little bottom area here. It's given a full retracement back. It got to 65 off that ramp up in the morning. We talked about this one. It was in the watch list, but certainly Sean pivoting to, and this is a good point here, pivoting to DraftKings because you know what's moving the entire space, so you just look at whichever one you trade best. Nothing wrong with going in the sympathy play, just as good of a move. But let's watch over here at 61 even. If it can hold this, I think a bottom pick might not be a horrible idea in a name that was already going to be strong in a sector that was strong this morning. If you're going to play the bottoms, you might as well do on relative strength. And I feel like this could be Penn here in front of that 61 even, guys.
Yeah, we already switched over to DraftKings. That was one of my biggest stocks here. It's still a 35-cent win. We were holding out the rest to see if we got as high as breaking this high, but we've already dumped so many shares up here. DraftKings is a great trade to go on that one. And here, we did get out of most of our AMD. We're still holding half, so it'll be a flat trade if it does break back down to the downside. So I'm thinking the NASDAQ probably needs to be faded here. It was a monster day yesterday. I'm not sure what's really changed in the ecosystem, so we could fall back down again here. So we're watching out for some AMD. I don't think Tesla now will get to 400, but let's go back over and have a quick look. Dropping down a little bit to 3. Oh, look at that. What a trade down there at VWAP. Missed it because we were watching AMD, but bounces off 387, guys.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back to that STSA because it's starting to ramp back up. I took my profit and ran, but I said I will not be done with it, and I'm going to stick to that plan. That six even area break. This flush started with some consolidation around 10 to like 20 or so. If we can roll over sort of shy of this 6 to 610, give another leg to the downside, that's where I would look to be getting in. So to add to the already winner we have in Kodak, shorting some of these names, and it's going to be STSA probably all day long for me. As long as it holds 655, I'll be looking for short plays. The only long I'm going to take at this point, I mean, I can't even see myself doing anything else, would be a 55 break to the upside. And it feels like that's going to be unlikely until maybe after the show in the afternoon. Brennan, what do you got?
PRTK, we mentioned this one yesterday. 2 days in a row here to the upside. Big move off 420 yesterday, back to 480. We're up to 550 today, so up 17%. Again, little pharmaceutical name. Having quite the day on decent volume once again, guys. PRTK.
All right, what about Uber here? Let's test a little bit of waters here on Uber. We always, talk about this stock. It's been in the news lately. And Uber up 3.84%. Well,
I'm not hitting those, man.
It must be Valeria. Okay, 36.20 now to the downside. So we are going to take Uber if we can get some right now into the 30s, low 30s. We'll get some Uber, we'll average in, and we'll use this bottom there. The market just flushed, and Uber really didn't flush that much. It actually bounces off this 36.20 level. So if we can get some Uber here, I do like it. AMD cratering on the brink right now. We're long 81.20. I want to see this thing get back up to VWAP 82. If the market rebounds, that's where it's going. So I just so nervous because the liquidity, it's like a vacuum here, man. It dries up, and that's exactly what happened right here on the flush. Good thing we got out at 81 before flushing down to 80.70. Just scared this happens again, guys.
Yeah, and I just want to get you guys back to Peloton. Of course, look, it was a great trade off the open. There was a couple of good longs. Last one doesn't work out, but we talked about this multiple times, both in our preparation, this 92 level, which could come into play if the market flushes any further. This was the breakout, the gap above this 92 area. We are testing now. The pre-market bottom is about 92.30, but the top end of that range was that 92 even for the last couple of sessions. If we break through there, Peloton has a lot of room to fall back to the downside. Maybe like 88 is a bit of a target. Brendan's got something for us.
So just looking, guys, for a catalyst behind that move to the downside on the overall market. There was a couple of things that came out there right when that move down happened. One of those suggesting that the global death rate hit its highest level for COVID-19 cases in the past 24 hours. And the other note on COVID-19 as well, UK daily case level surpassed the US for the first time ever. So for the first time in the UK and Europe, the total number of cases surpassed total number of cases coming out of the US. So a little bit of negativity, guys.
Yeah, just a little bit, I'd say. Yeah, not a good one there, Brendan, at all for this, but 36.18 or so, maybe a decent level on Uber to get out. We are long now, Uber 29s. We did average into that at 25. We'll get a little bit more if we can at the bottom, maybe, and then watch this go back to the upside. It just does rip up for us into the money, about 10 cents there. What is our average price? 29. So, yeah, it does go back up to 38, stops at 35 on the second push. So let's get some out here if it comes back to 35 and then hold and see if we can't retest days high on that news. But yeah, it's sad, man. I mean, these coronavirus cases don't seem to be going anywhere. And unfortunately, that news continues to be bad. So there goes Uber. Looks like it's going to break 18. The market just keeps on falling here, guys.
Yeah, and still going to go into that GameStop. We did have to take it off when it broke above that 650. It was a great short all morning long. And now it's going to test the pre-market, well, not the pre-market high, but sort of like opening range top here at about 695. It's holding that top end or lower than that at 687. So I'm going to jump into this consolidation, give it to that high of day, see if we can't get a retracement short. The market's coming in. GameStop had poor earnings. It's bad news all around for them. I want to jump into this one, but it's short sell restricted. So you can see me trying to chase it down here. You need an uptick. Otherwise, you got to wait passively. So unfortunately, not nearly aggressive enough during the consolidation. I have to pay it down a little bit to 72. I will take some more shares in the mid 70s to 80s if it'll give it to me. But we're back into GameStop. But we never left Kodak, guys. And I saw somebody talking about, like, I'm a bully taking someone's lunch money because I'm shorting Kodak. I mean, I don't know. I prefer my lunch and my lunch money more than I prefer Kodak shares, so I feel like that's a bit of a misnomer. 585 was always going to be one of my targets here, so I do take some shares off on Kodak. Next level down is going to be 575. I feel like it's one I can hang on to in a falling market. Wow, if you can short something like this, I feel like you almost can't go wrong. Tesla testing that 380. Hasn't gotten there yet, but I want to see if it can make any kind of a bounce off that 380 price. 370, the even bigger level on that one.
Yes, sir. As we go here, just watching some of these markets, and I knew that AMD was probably going to be a little bit of an issue there. Uber also, it does fall down. We tried it, guys. We talked about that, and yeah, that was a misstep there. Once again on Uber, I don't know what we're doing here, but we tried to catch some bottoms. I didn't give this one much room, and I think that might be the problem. 36.12. Let's pick up some more now. Just, yeah, you know what? But this market, it's not rebounding. I need to get short on something here soon. NVIDIA goes in the money there. We take a 505.60 long off that little bottom tick there, waiting for 503 to break, and if it does, then we'll be out of this one. But NVIDIA does have a possibility to get back going if this market goes, but there it is again. We go in the money $1 on this trade, and we don't take it. So 506.70 are long right now on NVIDIA. We're going to give this one a hero shot one more time, 505.61. Let's see what NVIDIA can give us here, guys.
Yeah, you're going to see
still crashing, though.
Little frustration here. I do. Peloton breaks 92, but Overstock also broke that 82 level to the downside, and it continues to fall. So you're seeing this big time flush in. Overstock might have even been the better play here because obviously you saw the strength in Peloton. We're now looking at that 92 area short. Full gates could be opening up here, but Brendan, what do you have for us, buddy?
Another one moving to the downside here, guys. SPAQ just broke day lows. The market itself, in a hurry to the downside. So have a look at SPAQ. Volume spike there on the sell side, guys.
SPAC. Yeah, that's another one. That's Fisker, right? That's the Fisker SPAC there. So that one's trying to make some moves as well. Look, I'm still on this NVIDIA. I'm still thinking about where we can go upside on this name. The NASDAQ needs to bounce. It looks like it's trying to here off 1372. We can go to some more long-term. Okay, here we go. I got to get out of this one probably. NVIDIA now $1.50 in the money. Maybe we take a little bit out as it's making moves back to the upside. 508, good spot here. 507.50. Let's get some NVIDIA out for $2, guys.
Yeah, and it did get some GameStop as it's starting to go here. Unfortunately, it continues its slide. Peloton, you're just looking at a higher time frame. You get a short like this, you almost have to give it back to like a 94 because your target is any shares, maybe first stop out will be in front of 90, and then a 90 break takes you 88. If the market's going to continue its slide back in here, you do pick up some names on hard reversals. This was a failed sort of gap. A hold above 92 and then a failed breakout through 95, which was good for the long. We made money on the long, but it's already come back in and it only took
Look at
an hour
NVIDIA
and a half. NVIDIA's moving as well, but we do have to get to our European update. Let's go to the big screen with Valeria.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe mostly in a negative territory, though only Russia is up 0.34%. Stockholm is at the bottom, down 0.94%. Germany is down 0.38%. France is down 0.6%. Italy is down 0.07%, and Britain is down 0.37%. WM Morrison supermarket chain fell 4.15% now as it reported a 23.5% fall in the first half profit. That's all with the Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to traders.
All right, guys. Yeah, we're talking about NVIDIA here because, yes, we got a $3, $4, $5 winner right now. $3.50, sorry, depending on what you're looking at here. With spread is 50 cents. So, okay, 5.11, 5.10. If we can get out this at 5.10, what a big trade this is going to be here on NVIDIA. Long now, $4 in the money. Good trade on NVIDIA. Still 25 cents in the money on CCL, but right now we're working with NVIDIA here, looking for a NASDAQ bounce, and it looks like we're getting it just a little bit. Could fade through, though. Let's get this out, man. It just stops out at 5.10 there once again. So if we can take a 5.10, 5.10.50, good little out here on NVIDIA. If we can get it, I like it.
Yeah, I definitely like a bit of a bounce in the market there. Giving you some entry points and some names that have fallen off here. And just looking at Zoom's case here, back down below that 400. I feel like as it tries to test back up here, if the market rolls over again, you can short off of a 400 level on Zoom, and you sort of look at where it's coming back from. It's not exactly the same sort of setup as Peloton because I think that would require us to be shorting Zoom below like 395 or so, but it is a little bit similar in terms of the sort of failed breakthrough 400 and the retracement. So if it holds below and the market does make a bit of a slide, another place you can gravitate towards, I think, to be able to short something. So Zoom's still positive on the day, but if it holds at 400, I might jump in. It also might be a breakdown trade at about 390. I would ignore these little bottoms here at 92, round to that 90 mark, and then have a go at it. Still have a couple of shorts on Kodak, of course, and GameStop. GameStop's in the money, but like I said, when things are short seller restricted, I was chasing this one short all the way from 80. Didn't get it down to till 70. It's already running back down to 660. 650 was a key price before. I'll definitely take some shares out before that, but I could see GameStop at the bottom before the end of the day.
Yes, sir. And there it is. We got. We'll do a backflip, but it's not a good one because we got rid of that on this drop. I saw visions of the NASDAQ tanking again, so we did take that out for $3 on NVIDIA, but unfortunately it's back to 5.10. That could have been 4 on that play, but what's up, B?
Not seeing anything significant yet on Redfin, but have a look at Redfin, guys. We mentioned the weakness in some of the real estate stocks today. This one, however, look at the spike. Just went from $50 to $55 and all-time highs in a matter of moments there on a huge volume spike. So just going to keep looking here for RDFN, guys.
All right, Neil, the super chat for you.
There you go. Wow, Good look on Peloton, so great there, Barat, on that breakout. I'm assuming you're talking about the breakout trade. It does look like it's coming back in. We talked about the retracement, but the breakout was a clean one. You know, one of the things that I think is the advantage of being part of the family, as we like to say here, Sean, is that we do go over all of our thoughts in the morning, and a few things that we're obviously going to like, and I mentioned a few times how I like both the breakout but also the dip buy, and I think we've seen this play out in many of these tech names where you get an obvious breakout that I think everyone is looking at 95, and then you get this little dip down in where it tries to shake some people out, and I love adding in a situation like that. Yes, it allows you to scalp some out while holding for a bigger win, but this is what it's all about here, guys, so thank you for that super chat. I do want to quickly try to come back to that YT, where is it? YTEN, of course. Look, I see people talking about it. I took one shot at it. I'm going to be done with this stock 100% till the rest of the day, unless we break 850-ish to the upside or catch a break. And I still have an order, believe it or not. Still have an order if it breaks the bottom here. In the middle, during lunch, no moss, don't touch it. You're in a position. If it squeezes one way or the other, all you're going to do is get stopped out at the other edge. So not touching this one until you get a break. Volume, you can see, is dead, and volume matters. That's one of the things you hear us talk about. But bit of a different look today when it comes to education for you guys. We talked about this last week in our live video, and we're releasing it today on our Market Wisdom channel. Can poker players become good traders? I think the answer is obvious to some people, but I think the lessons learned are the skills can translate, and what are they and why are they important is a key thing there. So check it out. Let us know if you like it. Bit of a different look for us on that Market Wisdom page with more of a roundtable type of talk, guys.
Yes, for sure. We're averaging into AMD here a little bit, and I don't even want to look at NVIDIA, how much that's going up, but we do have some NVIDIA shares on right now, some AMD shares on right now, trying to get better prices, as I'm just wondering if the NASDAQ comes back down. I saw how much AMD flushed, but doesn't want to. Where's NVIDIA, man? We were long at 503 there. Sorry, 505, now 509er. Give it to us, Brendo.
We mentioned the strength earlier, guys, in Canopy. CGC or Weed. Here is why. It looks like Martha Stewart and Marquee Brands partner with Canopy Growth to launch a new. Yeah, Randy. Martha Stewart is getting into CBD, guys. So another volume spike here for CGC in New York, 4% now, guys.
You know there's a top in the market possibly when Miss Martha Stewart is getting in to the game there. But she's already served time for some shenanigans in the drug business, as you guys may know. So let's watch out for Martha Stewart. She did have that show with Snoop Dogg, some cooking show. So maybe that is what sparked it. And Snoop Dogg in with Canopy as well with his tweet.
I see what you did there. Maybe that's what sparked it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
hey, look, it's all about the
thanks
fun.
for that. I didn't mean that. That was good.
There it is. You got to have a little bit of fun here, guys. And there's no 420 involved with CGC, of course. But if we're going to have a quick look here, I mean, the current high of the day would sort of correspond with a 50-period break at 17-20 area. So I'd watch out for that in the next couple of days. You've already seen a bit of a bounce, but look at how tight. Look, it's been like a 10% range up and down with only one break if you look at the last couple of months here. So I don't necessarily know that there's going to be a secondary push, but I'm watching that 17 to 17.20 price, guys. I will get you guys back over to GameStop. I am in this short trade. Market bouncing. GameStop not really participating in this bounce. I'm looking to get out in the south side of VWAP here, and I would get more shares back in if it wants to give me the 70s or the 80s one more time. I did have to chase this and probably get rid of some of these orders that missed. I tried getting it 73, 76, 78. I actually wanted some at 80 as well. Had to settle for 72s. I'm going to hang on to this one, hopefully, for another retest of the low of the day on GameStop. I got to get through 650 first.
Yeah, here it goes. AMD, a nice little out there, starting to make its moves back to the downside. We did talk about wanting AMD just in case this market did break, and it was weak before, so why not let it be weak again as here comes crashing downside. If the NASDAQ does flush, I think we got a good one, man. Average. Nice trade here on AMD as we continue to go, hopefully to the downside on this name. We'll put some orders, we'll layer them, so as it falls, we can take advantage of getting out, and there goes 14, 13, 12s. Bang, bang, bang. Big trade there. Banger on AMD. Wow, 81 now, 15. We're short now 40s. Good trade here on AMD with a decent amount of share size there. Trying to play this NASDAQ bounce back downside.
Remember 38 on Nikola? We're seeing 38 come back in again, and this will happen. You have some sort of key prices, and before you know it, you're making a retrace to them. I'm looking for a break just to scalp that one into the low of the day. Nikola, obviously, a failed break for me. I didn't take it until this move up here through 40, and it's going to be a flat trade. Win on half, lose on the second half, but you have to have a range that you like. I'm looking at 38 for a bit of a scalp break on Nikola's market, trying to rebound, but a key level, and I'll play those key levels when I see them. So could be a fourth short. I do have Peloton basically down at flat. I think that has to be above 94 before I'm bullish on it again. And short, of course, in Kodak and GameStop, as you can see.
Now, we just got some 06s there on AMD, and that's what we're talking about. Why you sometimes want to layer these orders. Short, and just getting all the way out. We also get rebates, remember, for adding liquidity into this market. So that's another advantage of having direct access. Also another advantage being part of Day Trade the World. You get to trade over 63 different markets. Check them out, daytradetheworld.com. That's whose platform we're using, that's for sure. But yeah, nice little trade here on AMD. Let's layer some more out, but I do think that we could drop here, especially if this NASDAQ doesn't go past this 1150 area, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Look, and sorry, you guys are absolutely cracking me up on the chat there. We're having a lot of fun today, obviously, as you can see, and I want to thank everybody both for tuning in, but getting us to that 80,000 mark. It's such a huge accomplishment for us. One name that we talk about our watch list a lot. One name that wasn't on the watch list, and I am gonna, despite the fact that it's only 500,000 shares worth of volume, I am looking at Encino today off of those earnings. It does look at least remotely interesting to me. If you go to some higher time frame sort of analysis, it's like hard wick up into what was chop at 9250. I mean, if the volume is low, you really have to have some levels that you like. The other look here would be if you get back down to this 86 price range. If it gets down here, could be an interesting bounce off this price level. It was previous support that got broken on the good earnings. Maybe it will hold again. I think that gives you like a $4 scalp range to work off of. Nikola, unfortunately, not going through that 38 mark, so I won't be short unless it's a breakdown. I only want it for the scalp break of 38 into the low of the day. Roki won. Wow, hell to the 4K watching. If you read or hear this, push the like immediately. I'm not telling you to hit subscribe or like. There's one of our longtime viewers. We love you guys all. Hit the like and subscribe, support the show. We love what we do here. A lot of fun to grow that community as well.
Hells to the yeah. Guys, big time show today. Like, subscribe, share with your friends as the show just keeps on getting bigger and badder as we go. So hopefully we'll just keep this train rolling for you. Look at this. Beautiful outs here on AMD. We're out of 2/3 of the position, just holding the last third. Like I said, I thought maybe we'd get a flush back down, but 8150 is going to, here it comes. I mean, the liquidity here, it just dries up, man. Like 8150 just ripped up there 10 cents on this. Let's check back on Nvidia, see how our out was there. Pretty good out, actually. 508.20 or so, 15, I guess. 508.15, we took that out. It's bouncing off 509 and change. This would be a great spot to maybe review your short if you're interested in taking a short here in some of these NASDAQ plays. Nvidia could be the one, guys. Brendan, what's up?
I posted the number on screen there, guys, when it came out, but surprise build in crude oil inventories. They were expecting a drawdown, came out 2 million barrel build, or 2+ million barrel build. So some of the energy names here starting to pop up in negative territory, including this one, XOM. Also saw Concho Resources as well. Big move down on that oil number, guys. So some of the energy names a little bit weak now.
Speaking of weak names, I want to go back to Big C. We did talk about this one, down 7%, but why it was interesting to me is when you have a quick look at the daily chart, yeah, it's been getting absolutely crushed for a couple of weeks now. So jumping into that sort of a theme here, it is a relatively tight range. So as much as it is down like 6%, it's a relatively tight range. I don't expect it to hold this very long. If the market were to fail, I do like this one eventually taking $80 and then the floodgates maybe opening back up. Just watch out because this 88 area to the upside, ignore that little wick. This 88 top here could give you a potential sort of break back to the upside. So I'm looking for a short in and around these sort of morning highs, 86.50. You risk about $1.50 to $2. I would definitely be out at 88, and then the test of that $80 mark. So I like Big C. It's a continuous retracement through those prices. I just feel like it's got to get through this double bottom here at 80. Because of that, it's a relatively tight stop. I'd certainly want to be taking that 80 break, but given the spread it has and sometimes lack of liquidity, I'd much rather be already short as it heads into that 80 as opposed to trying to get the price when it breaks.
All right, just looking at some numbers here. Yeah, AMD back down now. So yeah, we just absorbed that 81.50. We gave you that as an out. Now I got some bids in the 20s again here as it's crashing back downside. So you know what? Let's not be too silly here. Let's just take out a little bit of this trade out. We'll get some out now. 27 there as it's crashing back down. AMD. So we're short at 14. Here we go. Just another 14-cent win. Line them up, knock them down. 14. Did I say 14? 20 plus cents right now in the money on AMD. Believe in the short, just not enough to take more. I told you the liquidity just was very, very dry there on the upside. So we'll see what it does come down. I hope it just dries up to the downside and we get a flush. I'm bidding 14s. That'd be pretty. Boom! There it is, 14s. Oh yeah, what time is it? We haven't done this in a while. For those of you, it's 4,000 viewers. Normally we review fruit salad. It's been a while since we talked about that, Valeria, as you know. Hey Valeria, how's it going? Okay, so cantaloupe right now it looks like is the fruit of the day. Let me know in the chat what your fruit of the day is. Now 25 cents in the money goes AMD. The lucky fruit is back right now. So let me know what you're feeling on the fruit side, but I like everything in there. Strawberries look like it's in there making an appearance today. There goes AMD, 40 cents in the money, so that's a banger. Let's go fruit.
Yeah, watch out for LCA here. No, of course we talked about this one. We gave you a price breakdown that we liked. You know, it happened very, very rapidly. There was a bit of a miss on my part. The spread opened up more than I expected when he got that 1875 break. But it's already tried to put in a bit of a bottom here, holding positive on the session. Let's remember a few things. One, there was a breakout through 17 just a couple of sessions ago. So this is a bit of a key chop area. This 18, it was $1 of that break, and then a failed breakout through 19. So you file those even dollars away. If it cannot hold above 18 even, it looks like it's going to be another shorting opportunity. But above here, and I'm talking about more like 1835 or so back to the upside, you could have some trades in the afternoon if you're going to be in bullish in LCA. I'm right now leaning to the bear side just because the market trying to come back up here and somewhat failing. So if we get back below 18, it looks like we can short this one. LCA, just have to consider that spread opened up on me. Got to cross a few extra pennies in there with that limit order to make sure we get the execution.
Here we go. This is the kind of day it's been here. Look at AMD. We just talking about this up here at 81.50. We just got out at 91. We got out at O's. This is 30, 40, 50 cents, man. We've been looking at AMD. We lost our lunch rate here. Made it back, though. We were going long. Noticed how weak AMD was into the tape. So that's what you got to do when that happens. You take the trade. You reverse your thinking, right? We did talk about that. You can't just be married to a position. You got to get out at some point and think about what's happening with the name. And we've done that, and we're out now, still holding 40% of this last trade. So I believe in this downside move here. Watch the futures coming through. AMD's been weak off future moves, so we got to watch this down 1%. Futures still up, but if this futures numbers turns red, look out below on this name, guys, AMD.
Yeah, watch out for Y10. It is also breaking towards the bottom end of its range. And I'm also still looking at STSA here, guys. 3 shorts on Kodak, GameStop, both of them in the money. And like I said, I might end up short both of them all afternoon. But STSA looking like it's finally made a bit of a bid. 655 is the only long I will be taking. If it breaks, you'll see me trigger into that one. Below here, I'm looking at a 550 break, and we can go jump back into another short, ignoring it in the middle. Let's go to the desk, and not to Martha Stewart, but to Brennan.
Ren, guys, another one with news a couple days ago, just popping back up here at day highs. Ren through day highs, 40%. Big time volume behind this move. Had news 2 or 3 days ago. Actually, it was a little longer than that. Last week, it was this day. Back on the 2nd, we had news on this one, got above $2. So Ren just popping back up on a volume scanner, guys.
Sure, Ren, why not? Good name there, I guess. We're almost out of all of our AMDs, so yes, sir. Well, actually, it wasn't a big hammer trade, but was a big mover. Good little trading happening there. Look at the NASDAQ going. We're still going to get out if it does break, obviously back above 81.50. That's our key spot, but we're out of 70% of what we had, and a nice couple down ticks here. O's, 97s, and 91. What a great trade that was for us on AMD, so really happy happy with the way this is trading out for us, picking the bottoms and tops on the NQ. Glad I switched over to the NQ. We do have a symbol change coming tomorrow on the NQ, so if it matters to your platform, instead of U, it'll be HMUZ. So Z or Z. I think Americans say Z, we say Z. So there it is. So
Which is a bit of a pain because the alphabet song doesn't rhyme up here, which I don't know. My wife and I had that discussion all the time. I'm like, my daughter likes it when it rhymes.
All the time?
So I say the American one every single time. And she's like, no, that's not how we say it in Canada. I'm like, I don't care. It rhymes. So she learns it. End of story. I want to get to this Y10 here. I am still going to take the short if it breaks 7 even. So that's still filed away. I said I'd do it. I've had the order since for at least like a half an hour or so now. I'm ready to go. But now that it's broken out of that consolidation, I'll play it another way too. I'll fade in front of that 750 as well. If it can hold below there in VWAP, I will take a couple of shots at the short. That trade I would take off in front of 7 because I'm getting back in at that price anyway. So more of a scalp idea if we can get like 740, 750, somewhere up in that range. If it rolls over here, maybe I'll try to take some in the low 30s, high 20s. But I'm going to get back into YTN. You wait for these things to pick up in volume. Wait for them to break key levels. Otherwise, be patient. Don't have to force trades here at 11:20. But Y10 back in the move, guys.
Yeah, you're right about that one. There goes AMD out of that trade. So we run the money through the bottom and then get out. And this is what we talked about. Like, look at this risk. 81.40 out 50s. That's 10 cents. And we take 40 cents on the 50 cents on the very bottom of that trade. So well worth it on that risk profile. Super pleased with the performance there of AMD, as I guess our friend NVIDIA probably taking out the top as well.
Yeah, and like I said, got into that Y10. So 4 shorts. I don't really have anything long. The market's coming back in, and I think it's one of those things that you got to keep in mind here. Not every single name is going to follow the overall market. So some of these names that are in play, they have their own news, they have their own catalysts. We did mention, or at least I did mention, Virgin Galactic as something that was relatively strong the last few sessions. It's grinding back towards this 18 level. So in that recovery, I don't mind an 18 break on Virgin. It's put in a bit of a bottom. Let's just quickly look here, guys, so we can go to the higher time frame and see. Not a random bottom. Pre-market held 1780, failed breakdown through there. There was some nice consolidation around that same price in the afternoon. So there is some support down here for Virgin. So if a break of 18 looks kind of obvious to me when you look at this chart, I'll take that one up to like 20 before I take anything out. Maybe makes a run at the high of the day. The futures might have a bit of a say in that story, but I got to have something long in this market, expose myself to the upside.
Okay, yes, we're trying to expose ourselves. I wish that we're trying to expose ourselves. That does not sound good. No, we are not. If we were trying, we would just do it. But okay, AMD. Oh, Peloton is what I wanted to look at there. Yeah, look, I mean, trading, comedy. You know, I'm for hire. Drop me a note there, and I'll be at your weddings, bar mitzvahs, whatever you want.
Just don't expose yourself at a bar mitzvah. That's probably
no. Well, who knows what I'll do at some points, but yeah, we will not be exposing ourselves. 92. What a great little level there on Peloton. We talked about that earlier. You can rewind the tape all you want, but that was a key level, and I feel bad that we weren't able to sit there. Well, we were able to, but we forgot about sitting there to take some shares of 92. We're going to park a bid there just in case that tank does happen again. But yeah, we made a lot of money back there on that AMD. So our day is back into a nice spot right here. The only thing is Uber, darn it, I loved it up here. It does drop down. We lose a little bit on it, but I should have stuck with the name. That's the thing. If I'm going to find a name that's strong and then it makes a move right back to VWAP, it's so stubborn, not stubborn, I mean, I wasn't watching it, but it's so silly not to put an order back down here just in case. So we're learning new lessons every day. We talk about that on the show. If we're learning lessons, I hope you guys are as well. So that's a big one there for Uber, trying to get that at the VWAP, guys.
Absolutely. Just got in a bit of a break here on space. Virgin Galactic at 18, so we'll start that position. Nice little obvious consolidation range. And again, it's easier to see on the 3. So I'm going to give it to like that 1780. It's a bit of a higher low off the low of the day, but that's where there was sort of a resistance previous session. Also a bit of support in the pre-market. So 1780, that's what we'll give this one to. It's the first long in a little bit for me here in the money GameStop, of course. But I like Peloton. Until it's above 94, I'm going to be short this, guys. I know it was a great long this morning, but that's a previous trade. I want to get to this Ren that Brendan mentioned. The volume's holding up on this name, but, I mean, it's not nearly as volatile as I would have expected. There was some chop before the volume spike, and then it just immediately comes right back into the same prices. I'm not sure the move is going to be done here, but I would look if it's below 150. I think that's an obvious place to jump into any kind of a short on Ren. Otherwise, I might just stay away from this one until we get some more price action. Brennan, what do you got?
Another one from the volume list here, guys. American Eagle reported pre-market yesterday. If you remember, earnings were decent on this one. Didn't really do anything throughout the day yesterday, even with the market so positive. But we are back to the upside 1% for American Eagle. But sitting here, I'll grab this so you can see this line right here is 1350. So big time level for AEO. Little bit of support, but could let go, guys.
Okay, we're averaged into AMD here. We do like that name. We've talked about why a bunch of times. If we can get some 58s now, that'd be pretty sweet. We're short 67s again here. So AMD, we took the short. I told you, if I like the short and we come up to VWAP, I just talked about learning a lesson there on Uber, and then we do it right away. So yes. Superman learning lessons every day. 81, 85. Let's see how far we want to go down now. Beautiful trade. Breaking back down now. 19 cents now in the money. 20 cents now. 25 cents now in the money on AMD as it's cracking a little bit. Let's get out of some of this. Beautiful trade here in very, very quick time.
Yeah, already took out some of Y10. Just want to update you guys. I talked about that rollover. Once it broke out of this tight consolidation range, looked for the next consolidation down, picked shares up on the high end of it. So we did get in here at 76 or 726. Got some out in front of 7 even. I am going to hold the rest of these shares because I want to add. If it breaks 7 even again, I will try to get some more to this south side retracement play. There we go. Able to add to this. Average price now going to be 702 in this flush. A couple of things to alert to. Just going to the 3-minute chart so you can see a better picture here. Of course, the gap up. The 680 bottom. Ignore this at 8 in the morning. You do get some overnight prints that get dumped in succession. So this is not the low I'm watching at 650. It is 680 that I'm watching. I will take some shares out in front of it. 702 now. Once 680 is broken, all bets are off. There are no key levels to work off of on this Y10 retracement. So we're in the money on this one. But once we go past 680, we'll take the scalp trade off. At that point, got to start looking at trailing stops. Watch the tape for some momentum plays. It's only been short for me in this name. I couldn't find my ways into any longs. But we got this one on again. Let's see if we can't go 3 for 3 on Y10. And I will update you just very, very quickly here. Not on Virgin Galactic, of course. I did talk about couple of shorts. One of them is going to be that Kodak. It is grinding back up towards 6 even, so I am willing, you can see here, to take a few more shares in. What I get out, I am willing to get back in if I'm playing a retracement, slow retracement style trade here in Kodak. Working so far, no reason to get away from it. Brendan, what do you got for us?
Recent high flyer here, LRN in New York, K-12 education, online software education platform. They announced this morning that they've cut ties with Miami-Dade School Board. So LRN, big move down today on that news, 15%. We're basically right back to where this thing started on the whole school from home idea when it first came out because of the pandemic. But huge move down for LRN, guys.
Huge move down for that one. Huge move down right now for AMD. Let's get some out. Again, breaking through 46s now. We got a bid at 46 and see if we get taken out. Ooh, it just bounces off of us. Okay, 46, I see you. Hopefully that will come crashing back down now. The bottom 43, so we're short here at 70, 20 cents now in the money. Watching the NASDAQ futures, man, we've really switched that game up. We used to watch the ES, but now NASDAQ seems to be the one to watch for sure as we'll go. We'll take us out some 53s if we can get them as well here, but it looks like we're trying to bounce a little bit. Layered some orders down at 46, 44. We'll see if we can get those on a little bit of a break, but right now, just looking to get 53s here, take 17 cents on some of this. We're pretty light on what we have left though, guys.
And coming back to the upside, Penn, of course, on our watch list is one of the strong names. It's trying to test back towards the 64 level. I mean, high of day all the way, failed breakout 65. So call it like 65, 45 is the high, but 65 the level that was failed to hold above. I'm looking for this one now off of 61. Any retest of the 62 area, I think I'd be looking to jump into a long. As long as the market isn't, absolutely dying, I feel like Penn's not a bad place to have some exposure to the long side there. And to addition to, look, it's all shorts I have on with the addition of space to the long side. That's basically flat. I would add to it if it dipped below 18 even, maybe something in the 1790 area. But I'm looking for that one to test back up to 1850. If we dip down in Penn, similar story. story. I'd want to pick some up down to 62.50 or so, give it to 62 even, and then look to see if we can't get out around 64, 64.50. But conditions have to be met first. Pen on the radar for a long potential play. Mostly short today. Of course, some of these names are just, what goes up must come down, like Y10 here. So they're not going to follow the market. The market can go up. Y10's continuing to fall here. I talked about 680. I'm going to get some out there, so we'll line this one up and we'll knock it out. But like I said, if we break this bottom, I have no levels down here. It could drop $1. It could drop $1.50. It could drop $2 towards yesterday's close. I'm going to have to use trailing stops, watch the tape here to make a judgment call once 680 breaks. I'm short here off that 7 even. We did have it at 730. We did have it at 820. It's been only short on Y10. And that's all I plan on doing, guys.
And AMD, another 20 cents in the money there, win. DraftKings makes a big move up. This may be time to tap out for this one. Breaking through 40. Watch out for 41.90. That breaks right now. I can actually maybe go, let's just give it back down to VWAP right now. We're long right now. DraftKings 41.12. We'll take 50 cents. We're trying to let this one run a little bit. But the big trade for me right now, AMD, just what a great trade. 15 cents in the money on CCL, $1 in the money on DraftKings, and 25 cents on AMD, Brendan.
Another one to have a look at here, guys. Snapchat, a little bit of relative strength in Snapchat. A little pullback here, but we were up more than 1%. The market basically flat at this point. Watch 24. If you go to the daily chart here, 24, a big-time level for Snapchat. Not seeing any kind of catalyst behind this, but about 1 and change times relative volume on Snapchat today, guys.
Who's going to get TikTok? I mean, yesterday there was some news coming through from El Presidente there and TikTok themselves looking to work a deal where they can maybe keep the intellectual property and just sell the U.S. data. So we're going to see if that can come through. That sent Microsoft in a little bit of a tizzy, especially Walmart. Look at Walmart yesterday afternoon off that news. It came about, I'm going to say 3-ish. Let's see if how right I am on that one. Yeah, here it comes. Here's the news on TikTok yesterday. Yes, what a good spot that was. About 3:22 or so, Walmart just ascends back down to 140. They were supposed to be in with Microsoft on that news, and you can see today even lower on Walmart. So they don't like that news if you're a Walmart shareholder, which I am. Would love for them to get TikTok. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it does make a lot of sense for them. It's also not out of the realm of possibility that there's just nobody gets them. I mean, at that valuation, they could just decide it's not worth it for them. I think it's worth it for me, and I'm going to stick with it here on STSA. It is grinding towards the upside. So the only long I would take in this stock would be if it broke 655 up. I'm going to maintain that. It's getting very, very close here. So only half an hour to go. And I did mention it could happen after show. Could happen like 1:30. We've seen that happen in the past. So 655 STSA. This was a $23 stock yesterday. Bounced hard off of the low at $4. Brendan, what do you got for us?
Beyond meat, guys, another day high here for BYND. Was up more than 7% there just a moment ago on huge volume. So we broke 148. We're back above these kind of levels from the daily chart on BYND. Again, the news out on Tuesday. They moved into Shanghai, or are going to move some manufacturing facilities into Shanghai to expand their production capacity. Guys.
Okay, yeah, Beyond Meat there. Okay, super chat time, $5 again, guys. Thank you for the super chats today. You know we do the show for free, so this is very, very nice. $5. Can we get another drop on the Dow? I don't know. Let's look at the DIAs right now. This is the diamonds, which is the Dow. So we can have a quick look at this one. If you're trading equity and you're saying, hey, I'd love to get on some Dow names here, why not trade the ETF? That's diamonds. Big drop down to 278. Retracing, look, man, VWAP right here, Anthony. So you can get one for sure. We're looking at 280.50. It's consolidating right now, looking for a drop downside. So I think we are looking primed out maybe for another drop here in the Dow. So watch out for that. We're not near VWAP. And here it comes, right back down a little bit here on the market. So watch out. Good call, Anthony. Dow, DIA for you guys trading something on the equity side of this one. DraftKings still dollar in the money, though, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, the new members to the Dow that we have to pay attention to. YTEN here, just want to jump you back over to here. Bounce off that 680. So I talked about that level. You identify it on the higher time frame. I was looking at that in the pre-market as a bit of a ramp-up point. I shorted when it got to the top here, but I'm always going to take profit out in front of a level like that. So if it does come back in and it doesn't get to 730, of course, that was a rollover that we liked in consolidation earlier. I had that short. I was waiting for a bit of a deeper pullback to add back in, but I'm staying net short as long as we're below that 730, 735 area on YTEN. I can tell you we're getting close to adding to our Virgin Galactic position, but the market heading back southbound here, which means the shorts could start to work out. Watch out for Peloton if it retakes that 92 area. The floodgates could really open if it ever breaks that level, guys.
Yeah, love that level. Good look there, 92, 92.01 or so on Peloton. But we're cashing in big time on AMD once again. So here comes the cash cow on this name. And we've just been shorting it against this VWAP. And there we go again, another 20-cent win on AMD. I do like Peloton. Let's take some longs here through 92. If we can hold this back to 93.50, we like a lot. 91.70 here. Take a dip spot in Peloton, guys. Like this chance right here.
Yeah, I just added to my Virgin Galactic position. I talked about this like 18 and then 1780 being the stop. So we'll pick some shares up in the middle at 1790, as I mentioned. I wanted to be patient there. I mean, sometimes you give yourself some room before you add into the full boat. STSA did take the top off there, guys. So it does break 655. So you got to give this one a little bit here. I mean, when it comes to levels to the upside, I've given you guys this look before. It's not as if there's much to go off of. I don't think it's going back to previous resistance at 14 even. There was legitimately bad news here, but if I was short this, I would be getting stopped out here, and you use some of that momentum upward pressure on the short sellers today to take one breakout trade and one alone. 7 even seems like an obvious psychological level. If it goes up there, I'll definitely have taken some profit out on the way in, but I don't have a target, guys, other than the even dollars in those quarters, so we'll use some out in front of 7. If it breaks 7, I'll try to hold some. I just don't know where this one could go. It's an obvious break because of what I think short sellers will be doing when that 655 just went, guys.
We'll give the team a chance now, but I'm going to throw to Valeria soon and ask her about our give our like situation right there. Donkey Kong back upside. I'm going to put a bid here. Wow, here goes DraftKings. A nice move to the upside there, making enough money to make some bets tonight on hopefully the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't have anybody really in fantasy playing today. I have a flyer on Sammy Watkins, but he's not going to make the lineup tonight. 41.40 right now. Sorry, 42.40 DraftKings. Valeria, I'm seeing, I know the record is something like 2,100 likes, but are we anywhere near there right now?
You're absolutely right, Sean, and we are very close to reach 2,000 likes. Guys, we need just 300 likes more. Please be kind and hit the like button if you haven't done it yet. It's absolutely for free and takes just 1 second and absolutely priceless to us. So guys, please smash the like button. Back to Sean.
Smash the like button, but smashing $7, guys. STSA, I did take a bunch out here, guys. If you looked at that breakout at 655, you got to have some kind of target. I know there were no levels, so 7 even psychological. I'm going to hang on to about 40% of the position just to see how far it can go. If we can hold and consolidate above 7 even, who knows? Sky could be the limit on this name. It's been a hard turn off of 440. Secondary push on. I mentioned this to you guys. The only long I liked was going to be this breakout. It is a nice little winner for me. I'm going to do a backflip for this trade. You know, usually I'm shorting something like this, but that was too obvious of a long break. I had to take it for you guys.
Yeah, very obvious trade, and this is a very one today for me. Great bottom here on DraftKings right off the open. We pick that up. We do the work, figure out the levels, and now, guys, dollar. I mean, this is not pennies, man. This is $1.50 now in the money as DraftKings keeps taking out the day's high. We hold this. We just should have got longer down here, but again, this was during that drop where we're looking at AMD and Nvidia and whatnot. But now we come marching to the upside. So what we have on $1.50 win. Right now on DraftKings. Giddy up on that one. Peloton right now, long at 61 here, trying to get this one going. That's an 18-cent win right there. So close your eyes. 18-cent win there on Peloton. Also, CCL still holding this short, man. This is 14 cents in the money. And AMD's come all the way back. We just did take the last little bit out there at 53. We're going to hold it to see if it does take out 81. But looks like the NASDAQ's back and starting to rip higher now. So we'll probably just dump our AMD AMD, waiting for a bigger flush. Not sure if that's going to happen right now as I look at the NASDAQ. It seems to want to take out this 11,500. So that does happen. AMD's gone with it. Let's just drop a little bit more AMD as well. DraftKings now $1.70 in the money, guys.
Yeah, so we do take off about a 30-cent win up to that $7 mark on STSA. And what I'm going to do with the rest, I don't really have any targets to the upside. So if it breaks back above, the trail for now is going to be that 650 mark from before the previous high, 55. So give it a little bit of wiggle room and allow it to come back in. If it makes a secondary push, 7.25, 750, those would be the marks to the upside that we'll watch for you guys. I will get you guys back over to Virgin. So the market trying to come back to the upside. Still some sideways action on Virgin, however. So I did get into more shares. I am definitely giving this to 1780 and 1780 only. Once we break back above this sort of 1810 mark, I can consider taking some out on the way to 25 and then hopefully a test of 1850 to that upside. Only 20 minutes here to go, guys. Exposure long and exposure to the short end of the market as well. Y10, that 680 level looks like it's going to be a good one. I will maintain the short below 730. 680, not a bad place to consider adding to the short, not just taking off, guys.
And guys, Peloton in the money again, another 50 cents. What a ripper upside right now. 93.24. We're waiting around here in the 20s now. Look at Peloton. Bang, 45 cents right there. Code word today, bike. How about that? We'll go with the code word on the bike right now. As we get back into Peloton, we talked about that 92 level and that I'd be all over that. And there it is. Unfortunately, I was waiting for it to drop a little bit more. Then it would have been a hammer spot for me. But right now, Peloton, look, just another 40-cent win for you. Hopefully you had that. We did talk about it, why I liked it and whatnot. It's not a win till you get out, but you could take 40 cents right now on Peloton. I'm waiting for 93.25-ish. That's this area. Maybe we'll get out at 93.10 in case that busts one more time and take 60 cents on Peloton.
Yeah, just giving you a bit of a look here. I was doing breakouts on Peloton, but to me, this was a good one. Arun did come on because sometimes when you have a higher time frame type of play, you want to make sure you're looking at it from that lens. So for this short that I have on, it's going to be like 92.5 in the middle of this consolidation range. 92 is the level that we're working with, but if it breaks back down below, like I said, I want to be exposed to the short in front of it. It's a $2 area range. You got to be willing to give it to 94. So risking $1.50, that means I'm not even considering taking anything out until we get a break of 92 down into that 91 range and then down towards 88. So it's an exposure to the short side on Peloton. We've made money long. This is a different time frame. There's a good chance I could be in this one a very long time. And I see, I'm assuming someone means Nicola's at VWAP because I don't know what NKL is.
I assume that's what they mean, but
Yeah,
we're barbecuing up these stocks.
Yeah, it is Nicola up here at VWAP, about 39 for a break to the upside. I was looking more to see if Nicola could make a hold at 38. We've talked about that level several times. I have a breakdown trade at that price, much like Sean, like the long off of 92 Peloton level. I would much rather be long off of 38 on Nicola rather than taking a breakout through VWAP personally, but that's just my opinion. Brendan, what do you got, bud?
We've been seeing a few of these popping up over the past couple of days, guys. Laboratory names. So all of the COVID-19 testing going through a bunch of different laboratory companies. This is another one, LH, up 4.25%. They announced this morning they've picked up another smaller lab company that is not a private company, but expanding their ability to test more and get more tests done. So nice move here for LH, up 4%. We're above 183. Daily chart looks good as well. Tight little consolidation breaking to the upside today, guys.
You want to talk about breaking to the upside right now. We reverse long there on AMD on that break. You get some out there at VWAP, 86, now 95s. This is a 14-cent win long. Oh, yeah. What about DraftKings, you may say? And I say, yes, sir, to DraftKings, as we are now up to $43. We are long at $41 right now, so a nice little $1.70 in the money to the go on this one. Peloton keeps bouncing up, 25, 30-cent wins. We're not taking it. I'm still waiting for that. Should have took that on that 93 break. I actually didn't notice all of this stop and go right here at 93.12, 93.13. I probably would have waited a bit higher, so now we're going to just put this one around 93-ish. And see what we can take on Peloton there. But yeah, DraftKings, let's get out if it does break this little level right here, 42.66. But what a trade we have today. I know Neil just reviewed Nicola, but Nicola's my number one stock. We cooked that this morning. Man, Nicola, look at these longs. Look at these longs here on Nicola this morning. Busted that. Beautiful trade out right here. I mean, I can't say much about this, but it's my number one stock on the day. And Nicola, for me, guys, what a moneymaker. We've just been smashing it a good trade for Nicola today. Not in it right now, but here we go. Here goes Peloton right at me now. We were right there. I was at 05. It went literally to 04 before stopping. So we'll see if we can't cook this one as well. Up another 40 cents. We'll take a 40-cent win on this name. Why not? Here's Peloton bouncing off 93 again. Let's go.
Watching this 680, guys, and I want to reiterate the plan I have here. If you're going to be a scalp trader while also holding a trade for a longer term, something like this Y10, I'm looking to add at 680 on a break of this level. I've already taken profit off in front of it, and I am looking at a pullback trade, but I'm taking more shares if 680 breaks. This is the opening range bottom. This is not the low of the day, however, because just sort of remember, in the pre-market, there was some price action very, very early that I tend to ignore. It was on very, very light volume. This wick, you can ignore that. 680 is the level where I'm jumping into more shares. So sometimes it's best to take a step back things out, look at a higher time frame, and pull back the chart. I'm adding at 680. There's so much room to the downside. I feel like 6 even is potential. It was a 430 stock. I'm not thinking it's going to go there again. But Y10, clear a retracement all morning long. Once 680 goes, the floodgates could really open up on that short, guys. So all in the money on that one. STSA is pulling back a little bit here, but it's so far, I got to zoom in because this chart's ridiculous. So far, holding this 660 on the retracement. So if it makes another run through 7 even, at that point, I will trail it to the upside, lock in some more profit. But 725 is the next target up. So break 7, we'll trail it back to about like 680 or so, and then let it run to 725. No upside targets because it was a $24 stock yesterday. No idea, no levels between here and like 15.
All right, we're going to hit the siren alert because there's out on Peloton. We take that 30-cent win, put that in our pocket, and just move on. So Peloton, nice trade there, out at that 93 level. Good trade, 48 cents, 38 cents on Peloton there. So that's a good one as we go. Very happy, to say the least, on Peloton. Forgot to put this order in, 42.65. So now I'm going to give it back down to 42.40 on DraftKings. This is $1.50 in the money. We should have got, I was just watching Peloton there, so we made that mistake and got out of that one. Not got out, but did not get out of DraftKings. Looking to make another move back upside, 42.40. We're going to get out of that one. AMD, let's just get out before this gets too nasty. Take 10 cents on the long, lose 10 cents on the short, on the long again. So flat trade on that breakout. Now you're starting to fall down. That's why, whether or not it's perfect or not, guys, on that Peloton, we had the target on Peloton, and now you're seeing what's happening to it as it falls back in. This is called scalping. In 92.61, out there for 40 cents. That's how you do it, Mr. Wickens. Brendan.
Yeah, we were just discussing some vehicles. We're talking about Volkswagen. Little story just out on Navistar and Volkswagen. So Volkswagen's truck arm, Traton, Traton, which is headed by Carl Icahn, or one of the biggest investors in this, Carl Icahn, increasing their bid for this company, Navistar, to $43 in cash. So just notice this, up 16% today on decent volume, NAV in New York. So $43 offer in cash for Navistar from Volkswagen's truck division on that one, guys.
Yeah, buddy.
So as promised, every time we come out of Brendan to a winner, I'm going to go over to SDSA and give you the yeehaw action. Just took about, like I said, 7 quarters would be the next mark up. I got 7/18s out. That'll work out to a 53-cent winner on this name. And like I said, I'm also going to trail my stop in here. Not 7 even. I like this area down at 680. That will lock in some profits on this breakout. Like I said, I don't always go long on some of these plays. You'll see me short very often. I did make a little bit of money to the short, 1 for 2, but it's 1 shot long. It's a nice winner here. I think 750 is the next natural target to the upside. If I can ever take $1 out of a stock like this, I'll be very, very happy to do that around lunchtime. So STSA for the win, guys. Down 70% is a bit deceiving, of course, because it was a gap from like 23 to the open at $5 on a bad trial news for them.
Okay, and yeah, you are almost at 81,000 subscribers now. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit it, and the least you could do is maybe hit that like button as we go. So that'd be fantastic if you guys could do that. Big day for us, needless to say, today, as we crack through 80, and then the next stop is 81. So thank you so much for everybody's support. We'll just keep on putting the best show on for you that we can. And so 81,000 subscribers, wow. I guess 100 is coming a lot quicker than we even could imagine. So thank you for liking the show and for continuing your support here. It does mean a lot to each and every one of us. So thanks, guys, for that. I don't have much on, man. Just this DraftKings trade, which is now $1.50 in the money, and we're giving it to, what did I say this time? 41. 41. Oops. No, that's not the right trade. 42.40 is going to be the level here on DraftKings. But actually, now that it's back up, I'm actually happy with this price. 42.50. We got a break of 42.50. Let's fly out of DraftKings. What's up, B?
When last we spoke about SPAC, it was looking pretty weak with the overall market down here around 14.20. What a move this thing just had from 14.20 to 15.20, and then took the top off on a huge volume spike there. So day highs for SPAQ, guys.
It's another investment I'm in on, so that's a good one, SPAQ. Thank you.
And we get 750 does hold for now, at least on SDSA. I talked about if it rolled, it even showed any signs of turning around at that price. I had no targets on this one, so we do get out here. I get out at 728. It's going to end up being the last leg, a 63-cent winner on this trade. But that's not all we're working with. We're going with the south side on YTEN. I talked about this adding to the position when 680 broke. So I already shorted, much earlier at 820. I shorted again at 730. I shorted again at 7 even. I shorted again at 680. We'll continue to slide to the downside here. Much like STSA, just have no levels down here. So 650 becomes an obvious one for us to work with. You look at the, just pulling it back for you guys. This is what I'm talking about. There really isn't any kind of a bid. It was a gap to the upside and follow. But once it fails at that lower high, I start thinking shorts and shorts only, unless it were to ever retest above that 875. That's what we talked about here. It's all about that preparation. May not have been on the watch list, but we certainly went over all of these names at 9 to 9:30. Obviously, you've seen Peloton was on it. GameStop, which is a good one, that was on the watch list as well. Make sure you tune in, guys. It's all about growing this channel, but learning something every single day. Trade something you hadn't before, even if you got to paper trade it.
Okay, just looking at DraftKings here. We're going to post something on this. What a big day for me on DraftKings today. Now taking out the top, man. $1. I mean, look, this is $2 now in the money on DKNG. So big mover here. DraftKings, we're long at 41.20, which is right there. Is that what's our price now? 41.12. So it's this last little bit here that we're long still. So big mover. Our ultimate. This was our biggest spot we took early. 40.50. Now ripside. Upside 42.40, 42.41 is going to be our out on the downside. Sorry, breaking through 42.50, but here we go. 43 now. We haven't done this today, but hey, it's a chicken dinner winner. If you've been trading DraftKings with us today, you can now afford those chicken wings for tonight's big game. We only have 8 minutes left. Some nice earnings are going to come on board here for us eventually, and we'll show those. A couple big names. We used the wrong board yesterday, but it's Oracle and it's Chewy. We'll talk about those in a couple minutes. But right now, big time movers here on DraftKings. We can check out Chewy for you guys if you want. What's it doing today with earnings? I don't know if it's aftermarket or tomorrow morning. News after. Thank you, Brendan. Aftermarket today. Chewy up that 2%. Look at the chart here. Again, I'm a shareholder off the IPO. Really believed in this stock, so I'm long. Actually down here in the 20s. Now up to 62. Feel really stupid for not getting out 74. Let's see if it has a big move tonight, and then we'll get out if it does come upside. But Chewy, look at DraftKings now. We keep talking about it, but look where we are, man. I'm a big buyer of DraftKings down here at 35. Today, 43.50. Man, we are $2.20. We've had all the big trades today. What a day this has been, Neil.
I just got some more shares out there. A new fresh bottom on Y10. And of course, every single price that breaks down is going to be a fresh low since the open. Ignore those pre-markets prices. I got some in front of 650. If 650 goes, I'm not going to be adding to it because I have no levels to work off of at this point. So I'll give it back to around that $7 area. If it gets to 730, I'd certainly think about reloading at that price. You want to make sure you have a plan of action to go through the afternoon. This is lunchtime. You don't want to overtrade. We'll get you back to Peloton. I do expect I could be in this one maybe all day. I don't know if that's going to be the case. It's just a better look on the higher time frame. So I want to jump from the 3 into like the 15 so we can go over what I'm watching here. Again, short here in this 92 half range. It's a bit of a fail. It gapped up past this obvious 92 level that we're talking about. And then, of course, failed breakthrough 95. Once we're back below, I want to see it break 92. Then next level 90, even give you a couple of dollars worth of a win. Down back to this 88 where I expect to be support. So you risk like $1.50 to try to make $2 to $4.50 in the short side trade in Peloton. It was a great long and we loved it. We gave it to you. That was done off the open. New trade, short side. It's about flat right now, but I don't care that it's in this range. It's when it breaks out of it or breaks this 94 top side that I care about. It's a bigger term, sort of a longer term hold type trade. Might be in it till the end of the day. I saw the moonwalk, Valeria, right under the gun. What did we just hit?
We just hit 2,000 likes. Yoo-hoo!
Good job, guys.
Hey, baby.
Good job, guys. And this is what we're doing today. We are feet up and chilling right now as we look at DraftKings. We're going to have our fruit salad a little bit right now. We're watching DraftKings taking out the top of 43.40. This is a $2.50 winner on board right now on DraftKings. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. We only have 5 minutes left. When you've hit your daily targets and the market's not doing too much, we sit back, we relax, we chill, and we look at DraftKings right now. 43.50, man. We're long 41 and change. Feeling pretty good right now, but yeah, all is well. Getting ready tonight. We'll do some big things. Watch us all on Twitter. Follow us. Ask us any questions you want. We're rocking and rolling. There goes DraftKings once again. $2, 30 cents now, 40 cents now, 50 cents now in the money. Let's go DraftKings, multiple dollar winner. I think maybe we'll just get out. My stop is at 43 even. We're long at 41, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, here comes the rollover in Peloton. It tests at 92. This is what we're talking about. That level goes. If you're bullish here, that's a level that you want to be defending in front of. But if it goes, I don't know that I'd be holding it through. I mean, I definitely know that I wouldn't be holding it through. Why? Because I'm short, guys. With 4 minutes to go, and I apologize if yesterday we did have the wrong earnings board up. So a couple of names that are going to be in. One of them is the name that I'm short, and we've seen this play out before. You see names that run up into earnings, and if there's a failed break, some profit taking does happen. Keep in mind, we tell you this all the time. It's obvious. Our show sponsor, Day Trade the World. I'm not holding this overnight. I won't be in it past 4 o'clock. And even if I was looking at that, I don't like holding anything going into earnings as a bit of a play. If that's your cup of tea, it's got to be an independent strategy, I would at least think. One more to get to before we get out of here, guys. I just want to jump back over to what I expect to be, hopefully, in all day long as well. And that's going to be GameStop. It is consolidating higher, down 9%, poor earnings. I'm looking for the second good short of the day, hopefully right here. I would add to it in the 70-75 range. Just hasn't quite given me another entry point, guys. So I like GameStop to the south side. Peloton will be in the money, and you'll see it. Yeah, whatever. I'm in the money, 20, 30 cents on it. Got to break 92. Got to be a bigger winner. I'm not interested. Different style of trade here than the original breakout. With just 3 minutes to go, definitely want to give you guys a thanks for getting us to that 2,100 impressive number. Just goes to show how successful the channel has been, and it's really due to you guys. Appreciate the love. Brendan, what do you got?
Yeah, guys, a couple minutes to go here. I was just going to get an updated number before we get too far ahead of ourselves here as far as the subscribers are concerned. Thank you so much, guys. We're under 100. Under 100 from 81,000. We were hoping to get to 80,000 today, so blew that right out of the water. Thank you so much for everyone who hit the subscribe button and hit the like button today. Huge numbers, huge day for us here. We very much appreciate the support. Let's get to 81,000 before the show's over. Why not? Let's have a look at what is coming up. We have a great video for your lunchtime viewing pleasure. Yes, we're going to talk about the similarities between the poker world and the trading world, and can poker players be good traders? So a lot of similarities there. Have a look at that. Valeria has the link for you in the chat as of right now. Let's have a look at some earnings, guys. Yeah, unfortunately, we had the wrong date on this board yesterday, but nevertheless, we'll do it right today. We have some decent names on here, guys, for earnings as for tomorrow.
Yeah, we did this again at Peloton. We talked about that one all day. We've been talking about that one. So hopefully you guys are well aware of what's going on there. Oracle, I just did see some news now about President Trump giving some more time for the sale of TikTok. So Oracle in on that one as well. Not making any moves, but we'll watch Oracle tomorrow. Let's see if they say anything for sure about that sale of TikTok. But I'll be looking at Oracle, Chewy, Peloton. They're all right there staring us right in the face.
Yeah, and I know we don't always trade Dave and Buster's, but play will be in play for us as well. So it's going to be an interesting and fun day. One more thing, and I can't believe the national days that some of these are, but we need to get to this one because some people have a little bit of fun with it. I think this is a bit of an an interesting call. I will definitely not be having this when I watch the game, Valeria. Let's see what national day it is.
Hey guys, thank you very much for spending this day with us. Thank you for almost 81,000 of subscribers and 2,000 of likes. Thank you for being a part of our trading family, for all the support and love. Guys, stay tuned. All we do for you, and let's become better together each day. Well, go watch our next educational video about if that's true that if you're a poker player, you can be a better trader. And like that video and write in the comments what would you also want us to make for you. And happy National TV Dinner Day. I hope you don't have this for dinner.
I don't know, my kid just going off to university, I hope he does have that a little more often than not. Make sure you stay going. Yeah, it's easy for him to cook, so that's why. But no, he's actually a fantastic little chef there. So yeah, national, look, Hungry Man, I mean, that's a big popular brand if you ever know the Hungry Man. But yeah, try to stay away from there. Not so much nutritional value in those things.
That's the problem. Like, if it's something's going to have low nutritional value, it should at least taste really, really good. That's just my 2 cents. Take that how you will. It's been a fun one today, guys. I want to thank you so much. I'm going to hit this one again because it's a topic that I enjoy doing. I spent a lot of my life playing poker, watching poker strategy videos, so I can tell you from my experience some of the skills do translate. The video is dropped, and you can check it out right when we get out of here on our Market Wisdom channel. Can poker players become good and successful traders? I think you know what my answer is going to be, but check it out there. As we said, should be an interesting and fun afternoon. Lots of names to continue watching. Of course, Peloton into the close. We watched all morning long. Penn and Donkey Kong making some moves here. Down the line, for Valeria, for Sean, for Brendan Wickens, I'm Neil Roberts, and for Martha Stewart, apparently. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. See you tomorrow, guys.